stop thinking about women. I watch videos of them having sex with their stepbrothers and touch myself, and I get so ashamed.
Oh, Cody, you should be ashamed when you rub your thing. What shoots out is God's tears because he's so embarrassed by you.
But I can't stop. I feel so bad I want to get a gun and do something crazy.
Ah, yes, now you're talking. Shooting guns is a wholesome activity. God damn it! The Thunder Devils!
When the uptight crazies get you down, that's when the Thunder Devils come to town. Thunder Devils, featuring Ashley as the demolitions expert, Sarah as the hand-to-hand combat and medical expert, Claude as the computer nerd, and Gleep Glorp. They are led by ace pilot Gary, who also is an expert in computers, demolition, hand-to-hand combat, and medicine as well.
Oh no! The Thunder Devils will spoil my evil plan to ruin this kid's life like I did mine. Take this, you heathens!
Jeepies, he's gonna throw that holy water that will burn our skin. But I can't help, I'm just a scared, bumbling nerd.
Ah, you devils!
Oh, no.
Not on my watch.
You're so cool, Gare.
Thank you, Thunder Devils.
Quit being miserable, kid. You're 21 years old. Of course you're lusting.
It's perfectly natural, just like my breasts. Sexuality is a spectrum you are free to express with consenting adults in a safe, loving way. I said consenting!
Masturbation is A-OK too, right, Gleep Glorp?
I do love masturbation.
Gleep Glorp.
What the hell is this?
Oh, hi, Satan. This is a cartoon I'm developing. It's called the Thunder Devils.
Oh, so it's a ripoff of the Thundercats.
No. Yes. Shut up, Claude.
For a while, Gary called it devil cats, and we were all cats.
Yeah, but he thought cat ears and devil horns don't mix, because they don't, Gary.
And where is your shirt? They're not gonna air that.
Okay, the holy water burned off my shirt, but not my breasts, I guess. Gary wrote it.
You know, I'm surprised you signed on for this.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't. I'm part of Gary's imagination.
This is a daydream in my head. And how did you get in here, by the way? Because I didn't know that you could Freddy Krueger your way into my daydreams.
You're supposed to be shoveling coal, not daydreaming about some cartoon.
I see a real opportunity here to pivot our brand.
Yeah, really? Well, how about you pivot the shovel into the coal?
All right, maybe we could pitch Thunder Devils to the streamers.
I have a stream you can pitch to.
I can't tell if you're a part of just my daydream or if you're really a tiny Satan living in my head. Okay, well, urine's coming out of my ears, so.
Children doing that animation.
Wow, can you even believe? Can you even believe how good that was and how good we've all become as we've gotten older?
And just for $19.99, 3 easy payments, you can watch that as many times as you want.
As many times as you want. Just make that check payable to Craig Rowan.
Yes, R-O-W-I-N.
Thank you. Guys, welcome to the Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. It's a reunion show.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm Ed Pepitone.
You got Eddie Pepitone. We got Craig Rowan.
Hello.
And then over in Dubai, we have
Dubai?
Dana Snyder.
From the satellite, baby!
Woo, baby! And I gotta say, the journey that we've all been on together.
The amount of emails to get this together today has been...
More than 4. More than
take some
6.
time. Yeah, honestly, it took a little bit because now look at us run all walks of life. Eddie's on America's Got Talent every other week, right? I don't know what he does. Dana's got, I don't know what, honestly, I don't know what you guys do with your day-to-day life, but it's been very, very difficult to get you into the studio. But now we did it.
We did it. By the way, the America's Got Talent, it's for seniors, 60 and older. And it's really going well for me.
Seniors Got Talent.
Seniors Got Talent.
Because don't let anybody say just because you hit 60, you're some piece of shit.
You age like a fine wine.
No, I mean, I more medical issues, but that's why...
And you do gymnastics.
I do gymnastics. That's right, and you could watch me on gymnastics and the GoFundMe. My GoFundMe for my gymnastics career is up.
That's a good segue. Should we all plug
our GoFundMes for our various health issues? Eddie, is it true that there should be another form of the Special Olympics, but for the unable? Right, like literally, like the unathletic. I think that would actually be really nice.
I think that would be a very special Olympics. You know what I mean? Where people
very special Olympics.
Yeah, where people like I reached the point where I can't go upstairs for more than I would say a flight and a half.
Cool.
Because of the altitude or because of the stairs?
I think it's the stairs. I think it's the incline. Even though I do feel bad in Denver.
Yes. It is hard. I can't go anywhere in Denver without my oxygen tank.
Yes, same thing.
But honestly, guys, we're in the chat. We got a bunch of special guests that will be coming in and out of here. If you got any questions,
can you say that?
You
didn't even say this is Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell reunion.
I did say this. I did say
that.
Yeah, I said it. I'm getting better as a host.
Okay. Hey, we heard you in Dubai. I heard it loud and clear over
Normally,
here.
the truth
I
is
zoned out the second the mics went on.
It's
like,
called fear. It's called fear of being yourself.
Yes.
And I need you plugged in here. Because Dana's normally the MC of these events.
Is he?
Sometimes. Any reunion special, any YPF reunion special we've ever had, other than this one,
well, we did
I've
the
been
one
an
time.
MC for.
You remember we did that? It was that show that was in Times Square. Do you remember we did that weird interview show when the glass cube?
Oh, yeah.
And then and like tourists were like outside of it,
I
like
thought
looking
you were
in.
bullshitting.
No, how about the
Now
fact?
I do remember, and it was like every 25 minutes would be a new, like now the cast of Lost is coming in.
Yeah, and they just
and now it's the
truck 'em
Real
in.
Housewives of Georgia coming in, and then it was like, come on, get through here.
Get the fuck, go.
It was like an AOL streaming
like house
website or something.
Guys,
weird
the last
shit.
time we were all together with microphones was right as the pandemic was hitting in San Francisco for San Francisco Sketch Fest. That was like end of February, early March.
Wow. Yes, I remember that was one of the last times I went out. I look at those pictures sometimes as the last genuine time I had a smile on my face. It is really sad. And then we had a Mardi Gras party right
Which
before.
is funny because I was very upset being there with you guys. And you were just smiling away. I was just like, oh, God,
well, honestly, because again, today we haven't spoken in 4 years.
4 years.
So it's really nice that we can make this rift. We actually probably shouldn't even be in a room together. We're supposed to fight.
Well, legally, there are some, our lawyers said we should not be talking because of the litigation.
These lawyers can suck.
We're putting it aside for the fans.
It's for the fans, guys, and it's bigger than this.
I also want to put out there for everybody watching to keep them watching. If you don't see someone on screen right now, they might be dead. So hang around till the very end.
You never know. You never know who's not going to make it to the
Who
end
made
of the
it and
stream.
who didn't over the last 4 years. A lot of COVID stuff going on, a lot of things.
Now,
it's just like, okay, they know, I know, Henry, Still, Craig, Eddie.
Yeah, you know us.
Yes.
We're alive, so I guess. This could be pre-taped. Because I haven't
That's
spoken
right.
to the chat yet. They have no clue. We could all be dead.
Also,
That's
some
true.
of us we will announce at the end of who sold the image because one of us might be CGI reanimated.
You never know who's not a chat GPT.
Exactly.
Is there money
right.
in selling your image?
Yeah, I think. Well, there were rumors. I don't know the facts here, but there were rumors that, and I think they were dismissed, but that Bruce Willis was selling his
His vision, his visage.
Yeah, so his, which I understand, like your family can make money off of you.
No, they haven't had enough money. Yeah.
No, they got to drain your corpse before it's a corpse while you're a living walking corpse because he can't remember everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
now they
right.
can just go and take his face and make all that money. I actually wouldn't mind if I saw some deepfake porn of myself.
Well,
It'd actually be kind of fun to see.
You've been Googling it a lot. You've
Be like
looking-
Henry deepfake porn. Henry Zabrowski deepfake porn just keeps not showing up. But the reason for the season today is because we made some cartoons for YouTube for Your Pretty Faces Going to Hell. I know you guys remember that we did that. And Adult Swim, in their bravery, decided to never advertise it because I think they just thought that it was too disruptive to the flow of what they've got going over there because it's sacred what's going on in Adult Swim, and they only hired nothing but the best, most responsible people.
Yeah, what Henry's doing right now is we're biting the hand that feeds us, and I think that's the right thing to do.
When did they stop feeding us long ago?
Yeah, no,
we're
the
just biting
residuals
somebody.
are bad.
The
It's
residuals
more
are
like
bad.
it's biting the hand that fed you.
Yeah, that fed us.
you.
Not
Yes,
feeds us.
That
Yes,
at
yeah,
once,
yes.
at
I missed-
one
Yeah,
time.
I got a sandwich from that hand once, but
I remember once. Oh my God! speaking of funny stories, that when one of the seasons, the lunches, the first season, the lunches were amazing. They were so delicious.
I remember handmade by an older Southern woman. Yes. Now, child, do you have enough sweet tea?
It was just so sweet. And then the second season, we're basically shooting in like a garage. And there was pasta and meatballs that it was just.
I remember when we ran out of food.
Yeah, and we literally ran out of meatballs as Dave Willis, the creator of the show, is eating it. And he gets there's one meatball left, and it was just such a sad moment. And the vegetarian meal for Eddie, I remember it was literally just a roll with like a piece of lettuce and sliced tomato. I remember you opening it up and just being like, "What the fuck?"
and yet my veggie. I thought you were going to say the veggie meal was just no meatballs for you. You just had the pasta.
You just get the sauce.
Yeah. I really was sticking to veganism back then. I don't know why.
But were you?
Maybe not because of the limited choices.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. There's
a roll
no way.
with lettuce.
Can I ask this question? Maybe before we get Dave and Chris in here, this is a good time to go because I don't think people understand that in terms of television, you guys are illustrious careers. That in terms of television, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell was a very unique beast in the fact that no one has, or probably since after, will make a television show in the way that we did. Because that it was very a punk aesthetic for certain. That's a way to
unions.
If there was the skirting unions issue, which I don't know if Dave and Chris are gonna love bringing up, but it is true. We flipped though. We made the show union because we got sick of hiding from the union. But then also the idea of going from. I can't wait to ask Addie this because Addie's gonna show up and us in our underwear.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Yes, Addie's alive.
But
Addie's alive.
I don't know who Addie is.
Yeah, good. Thank God we can be refreshed. But it's when we used to get prepped, our bodies used to be washed in a parking lot, and just it was just so intense and crazy, and I had no idea. I remember, maybe I'll fish this to you three guys, where it's when I auditioned, I auditioned in a suit. I auditioned thinking it was an office comedy, so I had
that speaks to your stupidity.
Yes.
More than
I'm stupid. But I had a suit on and a thing, and I thought it was an office comedy whenever. And I remember it wasn't until the day I arrived to set, when I got to Atlanta, this is after we had already done read-throughs and all the bullshit. I got to Atlanta, and I sit in a makeup chair, and Chris Brown, who did all the puppetry for the work, he's like, all right, so this is how we're going to paint you up. And I had no idea that we were going to be body painted at all. And then they're all like, no, I had no clue. It was never told us that we, and I do want to squash the rumor, people saying that we stopped the 5th season because we didn't want to wear paint.
Who started that?
That's a rumor I heard.
Guys, stop that,
I didn't think
please.
anybody was interested.
Stop that, guys. That rumor is killing us.
It is, but it's weird though. That concept. We're no, we're hungry for work. We don't care.
Yeah.
But how did you guys find out the nature of the show? Did you guys know that shit? When you went into audition, do you just think it was just kind of a standard show?
No, I auditioned for the role of Eddie Pepitone.
Because it was written for you.
It was written for me.
Did you actually audition? Because the character was always named Eddie.
Yes, and it was written for me, and I still had to audition, and I was told, well, the big wigs have to clear you.
It's aren't you the big wigs?
Yeah,
you make the show? No.
There's always a tremendous hurdle to my career. There's always a lot of impediments.
How did that make you feel when you saw that they literally named it Eddie Pepitone? Were you psyched?
Yeah, it was very flattering until they told me this is no guarantee, just because we named it.
We're looking for an Eddie Pepitone type.
We're looking for an Eddie Pepitone type, and I said, I'm it. If there's
another one, he should be dead already.
Yeah. So, but no, I had no idea that we were going to be put through the living hell that, you particularly, Henry, were put through.
But it turns out it makes me kind of hard.
I was looking today. I was looking up a clip or two, and
a lot of homework.
Yeah, guys, and I got through about a minute and a half. but looking at some of that, and the makeup guy. I mean, Shane Morton and Chris Brown are truly geniuses when it comes to makeup and puppetry and all that. But the weather was so hot in some of those clips. You could see
off.
it's melting off. I mean, it was the most fun I've ever had, but physically insanely trying when you're sweating balls and cannot touch your face.
Well, it's because it's getting all over the costumes.
It's disgusting. And I remember one night, I feel like we all got sick. There was one it was like crazy.
Yeah, because we got
winter in
because I remember I did the thing where I went to a line producer because remember we had a shot. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
They wanted to sun up. It was 20 degrees outside.
Brutal.
And I remember I went to the line producer and I was like, maybe in the scene, like Gary has a jacket. And they all went and they went up to him. I'll talk about this with Dave because they all went up straight to the top and they're like, demons don't wear jackets. And then you're like, oh yes, that's right. Sure, yeah.
I remember that day, and that was my Marlon Brando moment because I wouldn't come out of my huge trailer because my costume was the same all the time.
Literally a paper thin shirt with
paper thin shirt, little shorts, and it was fucking freezing.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I've had a history of bronchitis, not to brag, and I was like, I'm not getting bronchitis. And they were like, and Dave had to come in to the trailer.
Yeah. Like old fashioned, like you'd be like, Eddie, what do you need, buddy? Eddie, what can we get you, buddy? That's you showed good power. That's good strength. I was strapped in. I was already like, no, you like this. I was told I like this, and then eventually I decided that I did. But we all went through a lot. I remember when Dana first started doing the red paint, because Dana was actually in the first season of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, but he was not a demon yet. He was my roommate. What's your name again?
Oh,
God. He knows, but you were my roommate. Todd? It was like Todd, or it was like a shithead name. Lucas.
Ah,
it
nice.
was Lucas. And you had no makeup on. It was like, but then as soon as you came in because we wanted to fill out the cast, you come in and you put the makeup on, it immediately blew up your whole face.
Oh yeah, I had it looked like 2 raw hamburger sliders. Where they had applied the glue for the.
I remember that, and they had to design the costume around you.
Well, you were the only one.
By the way, on a side note, how much pain and angst would have been solved for shooting and things had they just made, instead of bright yellow polos, made red shirts and black pants?
I don't think you understand.
Instead of
yellow.
yellow.
The point was to make it literally very difficult.
Literally hell.
But it
literally hell.
That was just for the people, not the.
You mean if we would have had if you guys, I didn't have to deal with this crap because of a strong agency behind me, but if you guys
did they book you on this one?
Well, I'm getting a stipend, but
he's getting a stipend. I told them all that they're getting a stipend.
Henry's getting a stipend.
But what would have a red shirt and black pants done?
Kept them. We could then wipe our arms on our sides of our shirt and I had the red shit everywhere.
Oh, then maybe we'll hit up Matt Servito's fake lore that's why he had to ask wardrobe to unzip his pants so he could go to the bathroom. Which is, I don't think is real. I also kind of want to ask, you guys, obviously Dana Snyder, the
illustrious
girl, a lot of voiceover work. But you and Eddie, I did want to ask about this pilot. Didn't you guys shoot a pilot for Adult Swim together? That was like a parody?
We didn't.
Oh, that was funny.
It wasn't for this.
Now that was funny.
Eddie and I.
Yeah, that was a
no.
We did that Young Person's Guide to History.
Yes.
And we were shooting in the same studio. We shot that 1,000 Virgins on at night. But I remember Eddie was going, failure to launch. You had just done failure. We were supposed to be sitting in a train or something.
Yeah, but that was me off camera being funny.
Yes.
On camera's another deal.
They magically turned it on when nothing funny was happening during it, and the 8 episodes got cut down to one 22-minute episode of.
Man,
yes,
they're really good at that. Adult Swim's really good at taking.
But you got paid for 8 episodes, though, right?
Hell no. Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, I was kidding.
Wow.
I know. But the pilot was called 1,000 Virgins, and Dave played a guy named Gary the Demon, and it was a script I think originally Chris wrote. That
now,
was
this
about
is the original Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell.
Fred
and you
Armisen,
were in it.
Yes,
Fred
Armisen
Armisen
was giving like a pep talk, like a self-help guru guy at this Ramada Inn, and said, everybody wants 1,000 virgins, you cut your head off with this hacksaw. And so everyone does it. And then the guys are now in heaven, except their one friend is on the other side of the river in hell. And so basically over the course of all these millennia, they decide they need to rescue their friend from hell. And part of that turns into they start killing the virgins and make a ship out of her bones.
I remember
to
that,
sail across, which sounds like a great idea. And there's thing like when they got to heaven, like the one guy wanted whatever food you could have would have, but you only got to pick one. So the guy had pizza tree.
Yeah.
The other guy said, well, I want a pepperoni pizza tree. Like, look, why'd you ask for, you should have had something totally different.
Another
and like
type
there
of
was something with pumpkin lattes everywhere. They were sick of.
I remember this, and we'll ask Dave about this too, because it was really like, it wasn't about the date, but the way they centered it on the show was about the nonchalant members of hell. Because I remember when I first got the like script to audition for, I remember it being very much in the Aqua Teen vibe of like high stakes characters. Like, how would you put like the Aqua Teen vibe? In my mind, it was very like, it's run of the mill kind of responses to high stakes environment. It's like very silly character-based things. Oh, you never saw the show?
No.
Well,
Our show either.
I remember for the scene that I auditioned with, or one of them was the from the first episode where our heads are in toilets.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that.
Man, and no one ever told me like going through that process of getting pissed on.
No, I know.
Was
the
also
thing was,
it was extremely.
It opened my eyes up to.
You love piss play now, and honestly, and then you met your beautiful wife Cheryl. And Cheryl, and you and Cheryl have been together for so long.
Close enough. Close enough.
You met on set?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We met at a comedy show.
She didn't pee on you?
No.
I honestly.
You met
after.
after.
I know those. Let's stop those rumors. Wait, what was? Oh yeah, the one thing I remember about the audition was that when our heads were in the urinal, and I'm an improviser, UCB theater. The Harold was brought over by the UCB4 from Chicago.
Oh, great!
And
I would love to do a full history of the Herald with you.
But I was gag. I was trying to play it real, like head in the urinal thing.
Yeah.
I was like gagging, and I remember Dave being like, "Oh my God, this makes me realize
the reality
of this.
The reality hit of we're gonna gaggle.
Yeah, Dave Willis. Yeah, he needed to get his nose rubbed in reality. Occasionally,
that guy's living. He's living in
an ivory tower.
Before they come on, Dave and Chris, my main question for a lot of you guys, because now I don't know if you're pre-diabetic yet. I just got labeled pre-diabetic. We got type 1 diabetic.
I'm a T1D, type 1 diabetic.
Now, in terms of like being up in that world, like how cool is that? How are the diabetes groupies? And
yeah.
How's that going? How's that scene going?
Yeah, I'm a hashtag Dexcom warrior. That's a
honestly,
continuous
I saw
glucose
you that.
monitor.
Dana, I remember, got diagnosed during it, and you lost a lot of weight. Like you took action where I have not.
You look. I mean, honestly, diabetes.
Yeah,
is the best thing.
Diabetes is really looking good on you, brother.
Eddie, can I call you out on something? I remember because when Dana was diagnosed with diabetes, which it sounded like we're joking, but it really did happen essentially while we were on set. And I think Dana had one, I had one, an Apple Watch, and you were talking so much shit about the Apple Watch. And now
I
look
see it
at
on
you.
his wrist.
Now look at
Yeah,
you.
got you in, you fucking. It's all about wanting to know when I need to go to a hospital. That's why I have this on.
Really?
No, my sister gave it to me. I did not buy it. I want. She gave it to me.
You reluctantly are wearing it. Right?
I love it though. I really enjoy it.
If you were a true comrade, you would have taken that gift and you would have thrown it in the fucking ground and you'd been like, "How dare you continue to?"
No,
keep
I'm
pushing
a
this
comrade only for show business.
There's nothing more. No other place is the heart of socialism beat than inside of show business. And it's been, as you can see from the example of us, of how we literally destroyed our bodies for show business. But I will say, when we started doing the cartoons, this is sick, but I missed the paint.
You missed the what?
I missed the paint. I miss the makeup.
Hashtag miss the paint.
I miss it. I miss doing it. I miss the camaraderie. I miss all of you.
Yeah,
I miss
for sure.
joking with you. I miss seeing your bodies.
It's like, have you ever heard of NFL players committing suicide once
Yes.
their careers are over?
Very much so.
They miss the camaraderie, the locker room.
Have I ever
Stay
heard of
tuned.
that?
see who's still around. That's another hint.
What's
you
that?
never know.
Well,
I'm trying to get people to watch all the way to the end to see who's dead if everyone
right.
made it
I
through
see that
COVID and all that.
That 2 people are here.
I feel like 2 people are in the waiting room. We can start to slowly bring them in, but I just want to say thank you. I'm just glad we got to do this together as a group, and now we can all gang up on our former bosses, because it's not sort of feel like when they're your boss forever, right? They've been are they then your boss and then from now on?
Yeah, there is a weird thing of like when even when you become friendly with somebody you work for, it's like they're always your boss.
Like they're always your boss.
Yeah,
Dave,
I don't feel
Dave is
comfortable
still my
around
boss.
either
Yeah,
one of them.
well, because that's just because again the hands. Now you and Dave have been working together a long time. Technically, you've got.
I think we're actively still making things. But I think we're doing Aqua Teen things.
No, I know you are.
Yeah.
Aren't you? You can't promote. Are you not allowed to promote? Is Adult Swim so?
You think they tell me anything? All you
Dana, I have a
do is
question,
yell
though,
at me
but
afterwards.
You have known each other for what, like 20 years now? But
I think I met Dave in, Aqua Teen, the first episode before it really came out was like 2001.
Holy shit!
Any coincidence? Twin
The
Towers?
show came out.
I mean,
what day?
You know,
what day?
Adult Swim did premiere 2 days. It premiered 2 days before 9/11.
Wow.
9/9.
Let's do the math. Now, Dana,
Number 9.
You're still friends. Number 9. Now you're number 9. That's in stereo.
That's the Herald training right there,
Right there.
folks.
Oh,
And we'll be calling that back in the last 5 minutes. You've been friends with him, but he is technically your boss. Are you ever like, come on?
not
boss?
even technically.
I mean,
Well, yeah, in one aspect.
he is. He just is my boss.
yes.
Do you ever then take it out on him when you can personally?
It doesn't happen a lot.
Right.
Sometimes if we're out to dinner, I'll lock the bathroom door behind me after I've used it so he can't get in when I know he's got to go. I'm like, just let me do it first.
And you
then,
fill him up with food, and you're like, you feed him and feed him until he has to go.
Can we
but
have
you
some
lock
more
him.
hummus and baba ganoush over here? Thanks.
Oh God!
Oh, God. No, bring the spicy stuff.
Well, speaking of gotta shit, guys, you ready for the creators of our show? We wouldn't exist as people if it wasn't for these two men. Put it together. This is David Willis and Casper Kelly's here. I think. Guys, wow, looking enthused. Looking ready to go. Wow, locked in.
This is exactly how I remember them.
Dave is wearing a shirt that matches his skin color.
Yes. Dave, Chris, what's going on, buddy?
Wait, who's that teenager in the Thrasher shirt?
Yeah, wait a second.
I couldn't find a YPF shirt, so I pulled this out. I was like, I don't think I can quite pull this off, but
Dave,
but I'll try.
Dave, can you get a worse microphone?
Hold on.
Casper Kelly, I want to also, as he comes back, congrats on the new movie. It's fucking great. It is great.
I think Chris took Dave's mic.
Yes.
Oh, is mine terrible too? I sound terrible?
You guys talk for a living.
No. You've been recording those Edison cylinders all morning, so it's understandable.
Casper, are you hiding from your family in a divorce?
Oh, this boom?
Are you hiding from getting served?
Why, the small room?
Every time I do a Zoom, I realize I need to change the pictures behind me. They're not even.
Are we allowed to call you Chris over this, like in real life?
I know I've been saying it all over the place. I'm not sure how you want to be publicly addressed.
Casper.
I'm trying unsuccessfully to go full Casper.
Please. Then,
You've never heard the word. You don't know who Chris is. That's Casper Kelly.
That's
Chris Kelly is a successful former head writer of SNL who now does another show called The Other Two, right, or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
fucking garbage. He doesn't count. Yours is a much better.
I know, Chris.
You
we're
have a much
friends,
better
and
career.
please, directly down the barrel. You're a great talent, and I like you.
Chris
and I always
Kelly?
have you.
I want to get hired by Chris Kelly, so I thought I would change my name to catch
something else.
attention.
How's the sound quality?
Better.
Much better. That's great.
So you'll buy the show? Is this the reason why it hasn't been working on
It's
these
still
pitches?
not great, my friend.
Did I tell you about when I got cut out of that movie? I went in full on for the Social Network movie. And I went up to Danny Boyle, and I met with Danny Boyle.
Wait,
and
I got cut from a Danny Boyle movie too.
Yes. But I went all the way up to the top of this audition thing, and I auditioned, and he was like, loved it, left it, thought I nailed the job. This is during Pretty Face season 2. I like, they're like, love this type, love it, and then afterwards, they're like, they've actually decided to pass on you. And I was like, oh, well, why though? Why? And they're like, well, you have a beard. I was like, what do you mean? And it was like, well, Seth Rogen's already in the movie, and he has a beard.
You would have shaved, right?
And I was like, I'll do it. I'll cut my face off.
I'll cut the skin off of my stuff. I'll peel it back.
And they're like, he's already seen you. Like, he's already seen you with the beard.
Wow.
And they were just like, he's already
was
made
Seth
his
Rogen in the Social Network? Wait.
What was it? It's the Steve Jobs movie. It was the Steve Jobs movie.
God, that was boring.
I was cut from yesterday. I was in it. I shot a scene.
What?
I was cut from that.
Yeah,
you
he
can
got
see
cut.
Me as a
I remember you
featured
did a
extra.
big roll-up. You were really promoting how big a part of the
Yeah, I
film
invited
you were in.
friends out, and I was like, I've told this story before, but I asked my agents, I was like, before I tell people I'm in this, can you just make sure I'm not cut? Because I know how things work. I know how things work. I was like,
No stranger to Hollywood.
So I was like, so they went and they reached out and they're like, all good. You're in it. I reached out to friends. I put up a video. I was like, I'm in
I remember
yesterday.
because we were going to
Come
go
on
in
out.
through the
We
movie.
all bought tickets. And then I literally, on the Wednesday before the Friday come out, get a text from Danny Boyle, which was very sweet. Very sweet, being like, hey, man, we love the scene. It didn't make sense because of this.
We just didn't love it.
Why have
you
you just come in and sing Norwegian Wood?
Yeah,
when
why are
we've
you
got the
singing,
main guy?
In parentheses, this bird has flown. Why are you singing that song? But
it doesn't make sense because there's no backstory. You go nowhere. Your character goes nowhere.
It just goes
You
nowhere.
do a great John Lennon, but we just felt like
we loved it. We just didn't like it at all. And
but guys,
how did I not hear either of these amazing stories that you both know have met Danny Boyle?
Well, if Adult Swim had picked us up for another 2 seasons,
you might have heard it. Now, let me ask you, and then I have you both here, right? Because again, Castor's moved on to bigger, better things. Dave is out there, fucking
still stagnating.
No, hustling, doing stuff.
I would say smaller, different things, but yes, okay.
Different is different, but that's good because change is good. But my question is that what do you guys miss? What do you guys miss about us? What do you miss about your boys?
Yeah, give us compliments.
What do you miss about your fucking? I miss you. I miss your guidance. I miss having you around.
I miss driving out to Fulton Industrial. And,
that was a nice location.
Dude, that scenery was that dilapidated motel was never creeped me out.
I remember
it was like a human ant farm, like the entire front.
Oh yeah, I remember one night we were there late, and I went to go get gas, and there was like one gas station at the very end, which was like the only way to really describe it is that it was just such a setting to be assaulted at. Because it was the one spot of light on the abandoned highway strip. I don't know if you remember that one gas station. If you came left out of the studio, and then I remember going there one night and then seeing a lovely young woman come out of the woods with no shoes on. Right? She came out of the woods, but it wasn't like at first I was like, oh my god, do I need to help this woman? Then I realized it was like, oh, it's more like seems she's sauntering away from something that she's done, and she was just going like, hey, like waving at me, and I'm like trying to pump the gas as fast. I was just like, I'm trying to squirt it in fast as possible as she's coming up towards the thing.
You see the gas attendant, he's slowing down the pressure on the gas. Like, oh, this is gonna be good.
We got another one.
He's seen Darlick on him.
And I just remember pulling off, but there just must have been a lot of action in those woods.
I was on E getting onto the interstate like at 1 a.m. I was like,
you're on ecstasy.
Oh no, yes. Unrelated, completely unrelated to this, but I pull in and I like got it up to like $1.27, and 3 people are coming out of the bushes towards me going, how's it going? You know? Just threw money in their direction and get in the car. And just
you just threw like Aquatine giveaways from your comment.
Yes. Your
You guys
pretty
like
face
t-shirts?
koozies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Merch?
Have you been there since? I wonder if now it's like this very expensive mixed use.
There's a plaque
store
there.
with a
All
big
gentrified.
Have we been there since?
You booked me again? I actually I wasn't there that long ago because if you go like it really is weirdly how Atlanta's changed so much just in the 10 years I've been coming in and out working there that like that all of that's like fancy housing. Poor Dharma. God knows where she is, unless she's been taken in by one of these like rich families to be
They built
murdered.
a condo over her.
Yeah, like there's
No,
like,
it hasn't quite been.
She's perfectly dressed. She's the receptionist in the new residence office at the condo. That's
Yeah, the long arm of gentrification hasn't quite wiped
Fulton
that area out
Industrial.
yet.
No.
If
There's
your
still,
road
like,
is called Fulton Industrial, it's going to take a while.
it's hard. It
I mean,
doesn't
it
roll
was
off
like
the
a
tongue.
couple. It wasn't even that long ago where there was some deal where there was still like some major case where a trucker just drove his semi through a strip club.
Through a strip club.
Yes, through a strip club on there.
Was he angry about something or just very excited to go to the strip club?
Or was he asleep? What was this? What is the strip club
Or all
there?
of the above.
What was the one with the big
Oh,
sign
yeah.
on the light up sign?
you say it like there's one. There's like
It wasn't like a strip club. It was called like something like a party. Like you remember, it was like a venue. Like they made it. It didn't sound like a strip club. It was like a dance hall.
I got fooled a lot. I went in there a lot
Yeah.
thinking it was something
you
else.
were always getting fooled
You
by
were
that.
always getting
Eddie,
fooled.
every night
I was
you're
like,
getting fooled by
God
that.
damn it, naked women.
All right, I'll try the buffet.
All right. Do you guys use sex workers a lot?
Eddie?
What's that?
You guys use sex workers a lot. You guys use them as your clientele very often, or? I'm the MC of this, and I don't know. You know, like I have a list of questions.
I thought you were like in the show.
Yeah.
Probably.
A couple of times, William.
Actually, I do have a real question, and I don't know if you guys want to. This is from the chat. I don't know whether or not you guys want to answer.
How many people are watching?
We got like 320.
Oh, nice.
We
Okay.
got 320. We got
Number
almost,
9. Come on, guys, and call back.
Call back.
Yesterday. Hey, wait. Is your scene on the Blu-ray? Your deleted scene?
Oh, no way.
No.
Can I plug a deleted scene?
Bullshit.
Can I
Yes.
plug a deleted scene I
Yes.
have? If you get the old school, the movie, the Blu-ray, I'm on a deleted scene with Will Ferrell.
Is that true?
Yes, it is.
What was
he
he
egged
like?
me. I was tied up and he was egging me from behind in a kitchen. And
Is
it
he
was-
nice?
Oh yeah.
Well, if we're plugging deleted scenes, can I plug an unsold script?
Yeah. No, plug away. You know, you can keep plugging. A to
That's
Z
the
had 13
ultimate
episodes.
deleted scene. It was a scene that never even got to be deleted.
Can I plug my career?
Eddie Pepitone, comedian. But I do want to ask. All right, so the question is that we were like, so I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in previous interviews about Pretty Face. People have asked about this, but the one thing we haven't talked about is what we were going to maybe do at one point, where I know that at some point there was floating.
Nobody asked us what we're going to maybe do.
No,
I mean,
ever,
nobody
not
ever
even
asked
once.
us.
I have a question. Is there anything you were maybe gonna do? Very good. Thank you.
But I remember being promised a 5th season. I remember being promised it in January of 2020.
They said we promised.
Promise we won't.
Who
do it,
promised
right?
you that? Because I never got promised
Our
that.
our boss's boss. It was like remember being like, it's gonna happen. Because I remember being like, oh, it's like this. Because I remember being like, there's this thing coming from Asia. Like I remember like, oh, something happened, and they're like, you know, it's gonna happen, right? Like then it turned into a special. We were gonna have a whole 5th season.
I remember the
And then it
special.
turned
I had
into a
gotten an outfit.
Yeah, it was like a 45-minute long special.
I bought a tuxedo for the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to go.
We did a table read.
We did it. We talked about it. My question is, are we allowed to ever tell anybody the actual plot of that?
No,
special?
because it may happen. Who knows?
It
Boston.
You heard it here
happen.
first. Maybe we may.
Listen, I don't want to get your hopes up.
Spending this money.
But I mentioned it the other day. To the
I hope
to
so
the head of
because I
Adult
have
Swim.
a
He
an
did? Wait a
overdue
second, hear that.
bill.
Wait, we're here. Let's hear it.
That's
you
real
heard it here
development.
first. It was mentioned. Big.
I just remember Keith and Walter took Casper and I to lunch, and
And we were like, wow, what's this lunch about? Must be about a pickup, And then they were like,
be big news.
we regret to tell you that we are no longer doing. And I was like, is this because I did that Aqua Teen interview where I said we didn't get a lunch? Nothing. When they they're like, we want to make sure that you got a lunch.
All right, but we're gonna say that maybe like I could meet Winona Ryder, she could fall in love with me, I could leave my wife and be her, like that style. Like, yeah, sure, a lot of things can happen, or are we close to the truth, right? Because it actually could happen.
I will say that Michael O'Lean, the head of the network, did say never when we wrote the half hour.
We're fucked.
Chris, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
That's what you're going off. I thought you talked to him recently.
Oh, no. That was all a bit.
God.
I was doing a bit. Now I'm being real.
I was very excited.
Now I'm being real.
Never
It's
say
over.
never is as close to saying never as anything.
Yes.
So you're saying there's a chance.
But he did. He did.
Maybe
We
just
were
go
like,
ahead and say never.
we were thinking, well, do we fold this finale? We wrote a half-hour finale, and then COVID hit, and it was too expensive to do it. And we were like, do we fold these into the animated things? And he's like, no, keep that separate. That's a great script. Maybe someday.
Who told you that?
The head.
I was at the gas station on Fulton Industrial. And this guy came out of the bushes.
Someone came out of the woods. Don't you say never.
Never say never.
Let him tease. I don't even remember it. I remember vaguely. You want to let someone tease it as a trailer of what it might be without giving any spoilers?
Oh yeah, let's start the hype machine.
Yeah, start the hype machine. Get it going,
they
man.
They just did a Ballmaster. They did a King Star King movie. Why not do a YPF movie?
They were
King
doing
Star
some
King
half hours. Yeah, they were doing some half hours, and we wrote a really fun hour-long half hour. I don't.
Yes.
I do remember a time machine was involved, of course, right?
Yeah, time machine.
Oh yeah, to prevent themselves from going to hell or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because all the scientists are in hell because they didn't believe in Jesus. So didn't Gary just pull together all the scientists? I don't fucking remember. Oh, were they allowed to escape hell or? I'll pull
Chris
up the
is
script
not
right now.
listening
We'll
to you.
perform it.
Casper is not listening to you.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
Well, he's looking for that. You Log was great. Beautiful, awesome horror movie that you made. It was fucking. It was so imaginative and awesome. What's your issue with true crime podcasts?
I was just absorbing everything in my life, and I'm a fan of y'all's podcast. So that was, what's even worse as far as shitting where I eat is this is horrible. There's in the movie there's a story about a person who's supposed to deliver money and their coworker doesn't and gets killed. That happened to my wife.
Really?
What happened to your wife?
She was working for UCLA Performing Arts, and her job was to take the box office money from Royce Hall to the bank after the show, like at 10 p.m. or whatever. And a coworker, this nice guy, Kevin Gillespie, was like, I'll do it for you. And he got robbed and killed.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's why I only carry gems. Because it's so hard to sell them.
Hard defense.
Hard defense because you got to bite it. You got to do the thing. I don't know how people
and if they say, give me what you got, and you hold the gems, and you make a wish to the gems, like
precious rubies.
I only carry magic beans.
Now, Genie, now! It scares them off.
Man, that's scary, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wait.
Crazy.
So it was the person was doing a favor for your wife?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Your wife literally.
And I met her. I went on my first date with her like 2 months later, so that had just happened to her. So she was
you came in off the murder rebound. You were like,
rebound that's the only
She was
way.
traumatized and saw you differently.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool. What an inspiring story.
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry to bring the house down. All right.
No.
I love hearing
it's
that.
It's just our reality in America.
It's real.
I like that you seduced a traumatized woman. And I think that's really important.
Matt Foster, deep in shooting the movie, was like, you told your wife that you're using this idea, right? I'm not sure I did. Let me call it.
That's why you're in that room, Casper.
Yes, that's why I'm in this
There's
apartment.
no lock on the inside of that.
That's why I'm in this apartment in Alpharetta because that's all I can afford after the settlement. No.
But honestly, it's kind of crazy because she was sorry. Was she sorry now? Was she mad? Was she upset? Was she like sad? Did she feel like she was to blame?
No, but
Survivor's
she was very
guilt.
sad. Yeah, she was very sad. I mean, very upset.
And that's when you moved in, yeah?
Yeah, again,
as soon as
you were scanning like the crime sheet in the newspaper.
Listening to the police, reading the police blotter every night.
But there's more. They created like a scholarship in his honor, but it happened the same time that Bill Cosby's son was killed.
Oh man!
Yeah.
And my wife was yelling at the police of like, "You're spending all this time on Bill Cosby's son.
Oh man!
Why don't you spend?"
I was gonna say that's why you also dated Bill Cosby for about 3 months.
I slipped right in there.
You're like, well, hello.
Right before he was canceled, so good. So it's good.
I love sleep anyway, so I just drank whatever he gave me and let him go to town. I'm sorry.
Hey,
You're a crazy straw.
I didn't mean to be laughing when you were telling that story about your wife. I was reading the script.
No. Again, it shows the healing power of comedy.
Let's change the subject back to that, please.
I don't know if she had been abducted but I don't know if I laughed when you were talking about that. I was focusing on the script. There was a line that made me laugh. It's Gary, parentheses, dawning on him, jerk off in the past. That's it.
That's it. Jerk off in the past. That's it.
And then you have to watch a Red Man and Method Man movie about time travel called Dank in Time 2.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say you should also pitch that movie because that would have hit perfect when I was in college. I watched that. I watched.
I've been told throughout my entire career that I'm about 10 years past what I should be doing. You know what I mean? They're like, if this was 10 years ago, you'd be huge. You know what I mean? I've heard that. It's great.
I get 40.
It really helps.
What sociopath would say that to you?
Show business. Many people in show business.
I hear that too, but they usually say like if it was only 50 years ago, you would be
I already
moderately
did that
successful.
joke, buddy. I did that joke. I said 40.
Number
I did
9.
10
Number
though.
9.
10 more.
Oh wow, you're so good.
Yes, thank you.
Dave, you pitched a movie idea to me today, and you probably don't want to say it. But if you did, I think it would start creating buzz.
Oh, I don't know. I think Craig will immediately poke holes in it.
Maybe
That's
this
my
could be a
specialty.
good
That's what he
workshop
does.
for it.
I know Craig's writer mind. He's gonna just poke. No,
No,
it's
it's
just
gold. I think it's gold.
I was just watching like John Wick 3, and I was like,
God.
I wanted it to be Jerry Wick, like
Yeah.
his shiftless brother played by Jack Black.
Oh my God, I'd watch
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You
that's
guys
right
aren't
there.
laughing as hard as Chris was.
I don't like it.
Wow,
You guys are in the room
I
together
would
when you
watch
said
And
I
Eddie
would
does
watch
have the
Jerry
most
Wick.
power of any of us in Hollywood.
Can I
All
ask,
right, yeah.
One question I'd like, maybe a good question, maybe like a spiritual question for the group.
Oh,
right.
Is
finally.
that I know that some of us, it's like, I unfortunately like both. I chose to traffic in the world of Satanism, right? And it kind of coincidentally moved with the show. Like, as I got into being on the show, I met Shane Morton, who introduced me to all this like weird shit. Obviously, I work on Last Podcast on the Left, and so I'm accustomed to deal with like a lot of like really weird, dark shit. Currently getting just flamed by Scientology. Right, we're just getting attacked all day by Scientology. It's
You are?
awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're coming for me. You're all in the list now. Congrats.
why do they care?
Because we're doing a series about David Miscavige, and they're mad. They're really
Dude,
really
don't
mad.
plug that. Here we're plugging YPF.
I know, but it's all going
Okay,
down.
yeah.
It's
Never mind.
all
Go,
absurd.
do it.
No, I'm
I mean,
interested.
people were about 4 episodes into the animated ones of YPF now, and now they're switching over
They're like,
to
oh,
see
there's
who
a David
Miscavige
Miscavige
is.
episode. Okay,
No,
never mind.
it's going, but again, it flows. So it flows back together to the delta, right?
Number
Now,
9.
Number 9. Now, the question is that you guys feel that because you traffic, you guys are in the South, you guys deal with a little bit more than we do in the godless West Coast. But it's like over there, like, do you ever get shit from like your friends or like from other people, like in the kind of like a Christian world of like, oh, you got a show about hell? Like, have you ever felt the heat of people being like, "You evil, you evil."
What is
This
your
is a
church
show
circle
I never told my parents about this show. I'd said it's the show where the guys are painted red.
Yeah, like candy canes.
That's all I did.
Hey, Al, do you know where Adult Swim is on the dial? What? I don't want to know.
I don't think I've ever gotten shit about this show. Because it's sort of consistent with how the beliefs Dave and I were raised with. It actually just follows through logically the extent of that.
It's very Judeo-Christian. Yes, it's biblically accurate.
It is.
It's reverse satire. It's just true.
Yeah, because it's funny because like we've dealt with like kind of serious run-ins because we've had serial killers try to sue us and all that kind of shit. But it is really funny to like do the show where we're begging for controversy, like we're begging for it, and they're just like, just notice us Christians, just no, don't you want to protest? Aren't you mad? We got really close with the gun control episode. Like that was the closest we ever got with the fetuses having the guns.
We were memed.
Oh, yeah, the fetuses having guns was good stuff.
So funny. That's honestly
Wasn't there
still
a
my
slight
favorite.
run-in at a Comic-Con one year with the Jesus people and somebody was dressed up as a demon?
Oh, they're always...
It made me slightly uncomfortable when we would rent out a particularly impoverished church to shoot into. To shoot inside. The reverend would stop by and just go, I'll be back at 4 to lock. What are y'all doing again?
I remember.
No, help yourself. We have some. We have a wonderful spread of. We're getting popsicles.
We have one meatball left. You're welcome to.
Yes. You'll have to fight the boom operator for it.
But I remember that.
Yeah,
Cartoon
it was
Network,
the boom operator that took
Cartoon
the last of
Network
meatballs. I'll always remember that. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh no, you're fine. Cartoon Network would get all the FCC complaints for that year. It was like the 600-page binder, and Matt Foster got it and was just flipping through it, looking for your pretty face.
Yeah,
man,
what the fuck? What do we gotta
Anything?
do? What do we have to do to move the
You know what? We've been canceled long enough though that all the comments are now they should bring this show back. It was the funniest show. You know.
Where were you? Where were you, fuckers? You gotta show up to the show. I mean, you know what it was? It was on Sunday at midnight.
Is the show coming back?
Never say never. I'm telling you.
Say never. No, I got a lot of people in the chat that are saying that they were always there. They're all saying it's the funniest show that was ever on Adult Swim. And that's all that fucking matters.
Well, there's a lot more people not in the chat than are in the chat.
No, we paid good money for those bots, and they are doing their job.
I think it's an important lesson
Just
to never say never.
anything so we can get those dinners with Melissa Warrenberg where she'd bring out the corporate card.
The best in the world. Because I remember sitting there and being like real poor, right? And the first time, like, you know, and I was like, I can get the big steak? And Melissa was like, yeah, do whatever you want. Whatever you like.
I remember being the asshole vegan in a steak restaurant going, can I have the cream spinach then?
Unfortunately, it's got ham hock in it.
I'm seeing you fall off that wagon.
I have. I really have fallen off lately.
What's the cream in that spinach has got to be dairy, right?
Oh yeah.
I'd be sitting in front of you with like a half rack of ribs at lunch, you know, and just talking football, and you'd be like, "What is that? Is that pork?"
No, if you're talking football, it doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. You're immediately out of it. This is crazy, guys. This is great. I'm glad you guys are all here. This is fucking awesome. I miss all of you fuckers.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. I miss my outfit. You know, the little shitty fucking shirt and the little pants. And we were talking about that day where it was like 0 degrees and you had to come into the trailer and talk me out of the trailer. Do you remember that? I was like, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, what did you say?
Remember that?
What did you say to get him out there, Ed? Like, what, Dave? What did you?
I do remember someone saying we got to cut someone out of this show, and it was like, we looked at the lines and we're like, you know, Eddie's only got 3 lines. Let's make that phone call. And
oh yeah, I remember that.
And boy, you blew up my phone after that. Holy shit. But I learned my lesson. God damn it! I was like, oh, we'll cut anybody. We're not cutting Eddie.
Power of acting. That's power, man.
Eddie has a moral victory over me now, and I feel like we got to put. Actually, can we beef Eddie up in this?
What do you think was the in all of those days? Because maybe you can now you're working on other projects. You can see like Pretty Face was such a unique like shooting environment. Like besides just being some people might say unprofessional, but I actually thought it was really fun. But when you guys, what was your hardest day? Like from your perspective, what was the hardest day of like putting together Pretty Face?
I would say there was one episode where we had to shoot it in one day. I thought.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't there like we had to do like 12 pages in a day or something like crazy, which is crazy the way we would shoot. But we didn't have anything to compare it to because we'd never shot anything else before.
Yeah, you didn't ever shot people. You only shot cartoons.
You guys truly, it was cool because we saw you basically learn how to make a TV show. Because like the first block of 6 episodes we did, like I remember we shot in this in the episode with Dana, Lucas's apartment, and it was like only like the next season you're like, why didn't we build a set? You're like, it was like the shittiest apartment ever, and it was like, but it was like you literally were figuring it out, which was cool because
there was
you
the
got
thing
to. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, I don't matter.
They would cut. Well, that's really about them, and they're getting compliments. Every time they cut, though, they'd immediately someone had to call to turn the air conditioning back on, which would only be on for about 30 seconds.
It did nothing.
And then it would go right back off again.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Well, that was when I was still smoking cigarettes, and I remember I was out smoking cigarettes outside. It was like sitting around the corner all makeup, and that's where I saw that older woman walk past, and she was like, "I'ma pray for you, devil." And I was just like, I'm working. Technically, my prayers have been answered, ma'am. I also was thinking too about my callback. I remember Booger was there. What was Booger supposed to do?
Satan.
He was up for Satan.
Oh. Wow.
Booger.
I think he was our second pick.
From Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, okay, right.
Richard.
No, I don't know film history.
And it's a big part of film history.
I've only seen Revenge of the Nerds 3, and he wasn't in that one. So,
what did you like, Craig? You've written on a lot of big shows. I mean, what is like the difference between? Like, I would love to delete because I've never seen those big shows.
Money. No, just kidding. No, in what way? In what way?
Well, like you were talking about the sets and like.
Well,
I remember being very
insistent. Want to hear the answers to this, Dave?
I do. It's time.
Well,
it's time.
I think that what Henry was saying before you got on was that the show did have like a punk rock element, and I think one of the things I worked for was, and this is not meant as a dig, this is like because there's an element of not fully knowing what you're doing, you don't have the limitations. You know what I mean? Like you're like, all right, we'll do this. And so the stuff you were able to make happen was because, like, we didn't know what we could and couldn't do.
I guess that's one way of spinning it.
No, but it's cool. It's like no show looks like this. No show ever felt like this. And I think it's because it was just like you guys had a vision and you just you forced it to exist. And
we think a lot of show. You know what show we get compared to a lot is Dinosaurs.
I love Dinosaurs. I mean, Dinosaurs is a crazy show.
Because again, I think that what we did, obviously this whole fucking reunion show is for us to blow ourselves. But the show was, to me, the only true example of a live cartoon. We were actively doing a live, like it was that level of production. Dana's just leaving.
Dana has to take a shit.
Keep your mic on. Yeah, keep your mic. Yeah, I want to hear the plops.
Hey, Henry, do you remember shooting at the bottom of a real ravine when we could easily have just shot at a small hill because it's not like the entire ravine was ever in the shot. We could have easily just shot.
I visited set. That was my first time on set again. It's like,
well, I
now
remember.
It's like, why the fuck were you? Like, people
so
were like
intense.
pushing down all this equipment and like breaking their shins.
We were on a sheer cliff. I remember being on a really sheer cliff. We had this like winding path we go down because it was the bottom of the ravine shot that was like harrowing because I was covered in bugs. Like, it was just so, because what were you talking about? I remember we were all joking, like, oh, what's nice about the paint is that the bugs, it's got the alcohol barrier. The bugs aren't fucking with me. And then at some point, well, so if you don't know, the paint breaks down, so it creates, and then the bugs started to like find the human inside of the makeup like hole, and then all of a sudden I've got bugs are just now, and they're landing and they're attached to me. They're stuck into the skin.
Well, you're bitching about. I wouldn't have complained.
I remember seeing that because wasn't it a box of lenses that fell down the side of it?
I remember
that tumbled
it was
down?
like a 40-pound box. This guy made a jump, and then he lost control of it, and it's just tumbling. This box that would have just taken a chunk out of someone's head.
So scary. It came down, and then I had to go in the top of the ravine, and I was so desperately afraid of heights that you wanted to get the shot of me leaning over, looking into the ravine.
See, that they always did that, you know. I know you're afraid of heights, but just go ahead.
but they think just go ahead. But what they did was at the very manly grips in their, what I want to say, sort of an extended roast of me, was that they created a series of clips that they attached to my back. Like, they had all held on to it behind me. So I'd lean forward, and then these two grips stood behind me holding the rope because they were all like, well, Henry's afraid of fucking heights. And I was like 220.
Give the guy from Hollywood what he needs.
Great.
He wants, and
The grips recently out of rehab. Yes, I remember those guys.
Well, I just remember them all running train on the one fucking shower we had, and they all just fucking blow it up all day after fucking. Just like,
oh yeah, the
ate a
room
bunch
that
of
we were
ribs
supposed to
on
like get our paint off afterwards was just everyone's toilet.
Yeah.
And that was like season 4. It was just like you're showering and you're just like you're smelling everything everyone's ate from their insides. Oh,
you're standing waiting to go in, and as they would walk out after their paint stripping shits, they would lock eyes with you as they walk by. Like,
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, I think you're smelling a little bit of pulled pork. Yeah, you got thickener during lunch. Well, speaking of human shit, we have a guest that we pop on here. It would not be the show without this man. Let's pop him in there. It's Matt Servitto.
There he is.
We just cut to a shot from Skinner.
He's directing stuff, right? Oh, there he is.
There's the Matryoshka.
Wow.
There it is. We remember.
Now let's see how much weight he's getting.
There he is. He's drinking.
What up?
Hey guys, you're live. This is Matt Servitto. He played Satan.
Live
He's also
from
on
Exit
Sopranos.
8A.
He's in a lot of work. You look really good. Honestly, this is the same angle that we saw you from when you did that wonderful Beans commercial.
Oh, shit.
You know I attack people for commercial work.
Servitto, during the high times of COVID, he did a Beans commercial where the theme of the commercial was people love to eat beans together on Zoom, and it was
is that true?
It was desperate times.
It is true.
I have 3 children in diapers.
You did such a good
and they're
job.
in college in diapers.
Because I saw the look on you, because you do that.
Yeah, they're all in college.
You fake laugh to a joke. You went like, and then fork full of beans, and we're like, man, Servitto loves beans.
Dude, they sent me cases of beans for a 1-day shoot. Like, I haven't gone through all of them. They just, like, a guy showed up with a dolly with, like, beans. It's like, and I had to make, by the way, I got paid extra because I cooked the beans. I wore my own wardrobe. Like, they all.
You wore your own beans.
I was my own art department. They paid me for we used my own house, so I got a location fee.
You seriously did? You got like $5.
That was the best job you've ever had.
This is not a blend. Okay, this is not a blend.
Bean money, baby. Bean
I have a serious question. How much above what your fee as an actor did you get paid to do all that other stuff?
Much more than my acting. Much more than my bad bean laughter acting.
But honestly, it was refreshing to see you. because I hadn't seen you so long, and then I was just like, that's like when we're on Zoom. But he loves beans in this.
But he's smiling with the beans. He never smiles with me.
Not once. No. I've never seen him throw his head back in laughter. But now
were they like, why is that cop eating beans?
Do you actually, we talked a little bit about this while we were shooting Pretty Face, is that you were lamenting, but also it's real about how, like, you play a lot of cops, Servitto. You've been asked to play a lot of cops.
And you're very anti-police in real life, which is why.
Yes, you are.
Because you listen to my rap albums. You get
his rap albums.
Let's not paint with a broad brush there.
Yeah.
But what did you feel like? Do you miss being typecast and the money?
Do you miss being typecast?
Listen, that's why playing Satan was just it was a continuing thread of asshole. Right on.
Yes.
Right.
Do you guys ever like say like you look like a cop? Like to your face, like when you meet them, like do they like fuck with you? I mean, you mostly look like an actor, and most of the time you're having sex with their wife.
Listen, wasn't your dad was a cop?
Yes,
he was.
Okay,
I look like a cop.
And
my father was an NYPD officer.
And I played your dad in Trollville.
Yeah, you played. Yeah, you did play my father in our web series Trollville. Yeah.
Matthew Servitto, can I ask you your Pretty Face question?
Yes.
Please, we have to.
But you are and I don't want to talk about too much, but a Juilliard trained actor.
We know, yeah.
And you get cast in the show. You get cast in the show, and you have to act with total morons that don't know anything about acting.
I literally learned everything from TV acting watching him do
I know,
what
me
was
too.
What was that like, especially in the first few, like, I'm talking about myself. I truly, this is like one of the only and first acting jobs I've ever had. I was cut from yesterday. What was it like being with people that were so much worse than you?
I was thinking the same thing because I remember Matt was definitely a couple of notches above us.
And then listen, you just played to the level. I came down. I stayed there with you guys.
There it is.
I also think I started with such high hopes of like I thought like Satan would be kind of like inspired by Dante's Inferno. Like we're gonna really explore the classical Satan. And Dave's and Chris are like, yeah, think of like Gene Simmons.
You were like hoping this would be your like Jeremy Strong, Kendall Roy,
Jack Nicholson.
like really getting
sexual beast. Yeah.
Well, I early on I did like the sort of pansexual Satan. I didn't like that he became kind of very.
I mean, you fucked me. You know how many times we fucked on that show? Like we fucked like 5 or 6 times. I had your baby. We did.
That was nice.
The full kiss.
Right.
I got wrecked by a snake. I think about that all the time.
The baby episode is definitely one of my favorites, and I always bring up your water breaking in the elevator with Dana and Dave in the tank with you at like 4 a.m. It's freezing cold.
That was the last shot of the season, wasn't it?
Last shot of that block.
Can I ask
going into the holidays?
We have
going into the Christmas holidays.
Oh, I remember it was so cold. Can I ask? This is just a question for maybe you can answer for all of Hollywood. Why do you? Why do you people? I mean, showrunners. Why do you save the worst, hardest shots for the very end of the entire shooting section? Like, why do you always do the hard stuff last? Like, why are the stunts always at the end?
I can't answer because if you quit and you walk away, they already got everything they need.
I think that's the AD. Who's ever doing the schedule always leaves that stuff because it's like, yeah, that's a big shot. We're going to want to end because that thing may drag on for hours. All this other ticky-tack, we can get that in 45 minutes, an hour. It's like, yeah, that
Are you calling this show, the other stuff, the genius in the show, ticky-tack?
The character creation.
Anything
the art.
with Claude, just sort of like anything with dialogue that was scripted, that's just ticky-tack.
Not that we said, we didn't say anything scripted. All right, we did. No, you guys gave us a lot of jokes, obviously very good scripts. Very good scripts. We don't just make it up as we go. It's not because some of us don't are super not super great at.
It's not because we are not good at memorizing lines. It's because
my bigger question about that last shot in the elevator was, I know why I had to be there, and I certainly knew why you had to be there, Henry. But then I look over at Dave in a full blue unitard, like, why are you doing this? I know.
I want to bring in, honestly, you know who's a really good person for this conversation? We're going to bring in our guest right now. We got our man, the artistic director of Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell, Shane Morton.
Oh, Shane!
Shane!
Oh my God! Hi, Shane.
Hello.
But I want to bring you into this scene, Shane. Shane Morton, creative director. He came up with all the looks, all of our bodies with Chris Brown. He made all the puppets. He misses our bodies. He misses.
I was just watching your ass. Madeline put this episode on with the demon killer, and we were just like, I could tell I was the one that painted your ass that day.
No, I remember when.
I'm watching it now.
I have those pictures of when all those brands were glued to my butt.
Did you do some like cross hatching of the shadowing of the cheek?
You bring it all out.
I'm finding out a lot about the show. I've never watched it.
I still, I do get drunk and watch it alone.
You do?
Yeah, because it still makes me smile.
Yeah,
I sit there, I smile, and I think, God, Gary's great. I just feel like, God, look at him go.
I could totally see 4 more seasons of this.
But I wanted to set you the scene. So the very end, because this was season 3, I believe, right? And we were shooting the my water break sequence to just kind of know like what went into that, where we were in a garage out in the middle of our property. So we had like a warehouse where the green screen studio was that also had all of our dressing rooms and all the stuff attached to it. But so outside was kind of our playground. We get dressing rooms. I'm going to use that. Is that a good term for what we had?
Bathroom.
It was a shanty town that we were inside of, right? TV does not get made like this anymore. But we were out there. We set up this kind of like outdoor fake elevator set that was just like a giant kiddie pool that they filled frigid with water. How the fuck did you guys even think to do this like this? So I know that the water rose up to like our nipples, and then my baby came out of my, I guess, dick up through the like in the baby butt. And then I'm seeing if you could help me bounce off of that. But then when the baby came around.
I did co-write the episode. So.
Yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah. And so how does it go from, how do you plan that shot out? Like, how do you say, like, how are we going to capture Henry's water breaking? And why are we doing this? And, like, why it must be done at 2:30 in the morning? We're very, very
well, the 2:30 in the morning thing happened just because of the way the day got stacked. But the main reason the thing was outside was because of all the 2,000 gallons of amniotic fluid that we were afraid.
And that was real amniotic fluid. That wasn't water.
Man, those brave women that we sucked it out of. It was, Dharma.
Yeah. I just remember reading something. Like we were still in director school. I read something about Michael Bay doing push-ups in front of Shia LaBeouf for Transformers. I was like, yeah, you gotta get involved, and that's why I got in the pool, because I was like,
that's my favorite movie. I gotta emulate that.
Yeah, well, so honestly,
yes, exactly.
you were so. I really appreciate. I love that attack so Dana and I are up to our waists in water. It's very, very cold. But then Dave, he put the blue screen suit on to operate the baby, and he got into the water with us. And I'll never forget the sight of your body when you exited that water. It's just like a panther coming out of the jungle river.
Watch both testicle orbs just
slide up inside you.
They were right below
muscle.
Your actual nipples. They had curled right up and hugging for body warmth.
I just remember, I'll never not be haunted by it, but also just like, damn, Lisa, you got it good. That's his wife. Make us relove. Shane, what do you miss most about the show? What do you miss us? I'm going to do it to him what I did to them. Do you miss your friends?
I mean, we talk about this all the time when, I think all of us, I mean, maybe not Craig, but just about everybody else would be in the chair right now.
Well, the makeup is difficult. Yes, it is difficult.
I'd pitch like maybe I play a different character, but yeah.
No, but I miss it, man. It was like the greatest thing, and I think we all feel that way about it. Like every day was just.
I don't.
We were making
I mean, that's different. You love the time you have. We love all of our empty time. Shane,
yeah, it's my favorite thing. I just used to like. I'd get there early sometimes and just bask in it because I knew it wasn't going to last forever.
You're the ultimate workhorse, ultimate creative mind. You put so much time into everything. It's just and
I mean, and he didn't like. That's how. And the way you get away with it is then you just try not to like charge for it. Right, because then they're all like, you were throwing all your love, you throw your brain into all of this. What was your favorite gag you think that you built for the show?
Probably that Cerberus puppet was really involved.
That was intense.
We had so much national fiber that like big time guys like Jason Hines from the Center for Puppetry Arts were coming to help us sew this thing just to see a piece of national fiber that was that big. So that was like a big deal for us.
For those of you that don't know, we did an episode featuring Cerberus dog, the famous one, the tri-headed dog that like guards the gates of hell. What is it like to direct that type of thing? I know working with difficult. They had 3 people inside the suit, and I remember again. This was when we were working outside, so it was hot as fuck with the 3 of them in the park.
That was the shoot where they had that caterer that had spaghetti and meatballs, but not.
That was it. That was the shoot when we ran out of food. That was when that's right, because the boom up ate
spaghetti and meatballs.
I remember Shane and Chris Brown with Cerberus. They go, we made some balls if you want them, and they attach these balls. And my young elementary school daughters were there, and they go, what's that thing hanging from his?
Did you attach them?
Oh yeah,
they attached them as like they wanted to sample it for me, so they attached them and go, "What do you think of this? Yes, no." And that's how the kids learned what a director does.
He's like, "This is what I do for a living, child."
It's like, wait, let me see, smack them a little. Yeah, those feel like. I mean, that's like dog. 3-headed dog balls would wag like that. Yeah.
It should have been for Glory. That's a good point.
Crazy.
But I gotta say, Shane never said no. If we had a last-minute idea of adding dog balls or something, he'd just go, "Okay, I got some plaster. I'll make it happen." That's
we were whipping
that up. He'd go out to his truck and he already had the shit made. It's like, why do you have giant dog balls already made? It's like, oh man, I was working on something like 2 years
Your audio
ago.
sucks,
We didn't
man.
end up using them.
He opened up a side that looked like socket wrenches. There were 20 different sizes of dog balls in there. From Chihuahua to Great Dane.
But online, was there anything you couldn't build, Shane? Was there anything? I know we did technically. One thing
before
we did
you answer that, could you send us some dog balls? I'll give you my address after this. But
yeah,
I'd
if you
love
could.
to have
Yeah,
some.
you sent to his home for his.
I'm going to do Monty Hall right now. I'll give you $5 right now. If without getting out of the chair, you can find a pair of fake dog balls within your reach in your office right now.
Well, if I was at the office.
Okay.
Yeah, he saves that.
I'm in the dining room, and all the dog balls, they just, they just got eaten.
He's trying to make love. He's trying to keep his home together. Was there any bit that you abandoned? I know that we did sort of waterboard Craig.
Oh my God, that was true.
That really happened. Craig got literally waterboarded.
Is it as bad as they say?
It was. I mean,
it was bad.
It was really, really bad.
We had a gag where he was being fake waterboarded, and you know what's funny about faking the
Craig did 9/11.
Yeah,
he confessed to it.
He did. It's amazing.
Like, whatever you want me to say, I will say. Well, but it wasn't just that. It was that this again was like the first month of the show where everybody didn't know what we were doing yet. And the extras, I can't remember R.I.P. because it might have been VC.
It was VC. I'll never forget his claws.
He was supposed to be one of the people holding me down while waterboarding me, so water is being poured on my face, and he is not acting like he's holding me down. He is using all of his might, grabbing my legs, and I'm like,
Did I tell you about a time I had sex with 1,000 Parisian hookers? Yeah, and you're like, VC, if we could, thank you. We have a guest star today.
This is a man who lived 30 lives, and all of them were very questionable and creepy. And it was just very bizarre to be there being like, this is like, I'm super psyched to be here, but a man is holding me down while I am being tortured. It was great. I love it.
You were upside down and everything. It was brutal.
Yeah, you were like, do I really need to be like
declined like this, where my head is low. I was like, that's how we looked it up.
Yeah,
and
there's
that's how they
Dave
do
going,
it.
I'm sorry.
And it's out of my
My
hands.
hands are tied here. This is exactly how they do it.
I googled it, and this is how. For the record, that shot did not make the show.
No.
Oh no!
No, it had to be cut.
100% true.
Oh my!
Well, look. In fairness, we watched it in the edit suite. And we were like, this isn't funny.
This is just sad.
Yeah, who would allow this?
Dangerous.
Frank didn't sell it.
What sickos would do
Frank?
this? Matt, we can't hear your audio.
Matt, your audio
messed up.
is not Juilliard.
Well, he's not. He didn't go to Juilliard for audio tech. Not yet.
Wait, did you? That would explain some things.
Yeah, it would.
That's what I went there for, guys. I was there as a sound guy.
Shane, well, I got you. So I gotta bring in. We got other guests coming in. I want to put is there anything you want to tell people to check out now that we ain't doing our show? I mean, I know you got the Spook Show. It's been going great in Atlanta. All that stuff looks great.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing that you and I, we talk about working together, and
we got something cooking now.
Yeah, and Matt and I actually went around the world and made a movie.
I want to ask him. We got to talk about this. We got other guests coming too, but I want to ask about real quick. What was it like for the two of you to shoot a movie in Romania together, dead in the center of COVID?
We were in Austria. It was awful. It was the best of times, worst. I think Shane would say this is amazing. It's I don't know if it's the best job, but it's definitely the most memorable.
Yeah.
I mean,
big budget.
Yeah, big
Matt.
budget.
At the end of it, though, I remember we were all at the table, and Oliver said, "This is the number one thing that I've done in my life," and you said it was number 5. I said it was definitely top 10, but Matt, you were like, this is
and that's
number
Oliver
5.
Stone, right?
Yeah, I mean, after Sopranos and your pretty face is going to hell. I mean,
It's always good when the director
was
of
a
the
wild
movie
event.
point
It was
blank
a
says,
wild
"I
event.
don't like what we just did."
But Matt, tell him where the catering was from. You think, or Shane, for your movie in Austria.
Also, can you post when are we going to see this movie?
It's a sore subject, but soon.
Oh wow!
Never say never, Matt.
Never say never. That's what
they
did you? Oh, Dave, you didn't hear that before. Dave said that before. Servitto. They said Adult Swim says never say never.
About
is that their motto?
No, that's about more YPF. More YPF.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
where'd
at
the
end
catering
of
come from? We never got that answer.
prison.
Prison.
Wait a second. You got your catering from the film from an Austrian prison?
We think.
And then the woman, this old woman, wanted to be in the movie, and we said no. The woman did the catering. She quit. We had no catering at one point.
It's different overseas, buddy. They have nuts. They have balls overseas when you fuck with workers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's the fucking Austrian food mafia.
Yeah, it was every day. I mean, I shouldn't say stuff on Broadway because our sound department needed us to score them drugs.
I want to see a documentary about the making of this.
Yeah,
it's always the making of it. There is that Polish girl documented the whole. I've said I want that footage, man.
Yeah,
everybody kind of just stopped being. There was no filter.
No, but that was for her own safety that she was filming it.
Yeah. She was just making sure she had it all on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait to see. What's the name of the movie?
A Town Called Purgatory.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get in there. You'll see it. Don't worry. It's definitely not going to be a thing that haunts Servitto, and it's definitely not going to be a thing that haunts Shane.
You'll see it. Don't worry.
No,
what's the alias you're using for your director's name?
Yeah, my director's alias. Yeah.
Is it an Alan Smithy production?
But we'll get there. Shane, dude, any other last words before I kick you off?
Well, not really. I'm just looking forward to the next thing that we all make together. We've all managed to kind of peripherally still make things together, and it's been great. And I think that us making that crazy show was awesome. That we
what show?
Up and still doing it.
Our damn show.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It is not over yet.
It's so great.
It's not over yet. I won't let it go.
I just want to say it's so
and
great
Shane,
seeing you, Shane. I haven't seen
Shane
you
had a
because-
huge
Yeah,
role
Shane.
in Chris's U-Log, correct? I mean, you worked.
Oh yeah.
Again,
That was
another
great.
another project that is engendered from this group. You know.
And the good head short good head thing.
We got I gotta get people to see it too. All right. Well, Shane. Hail
Great to
Satan.
see you guys.
Bye,
See you,
Shane.
fucker.
Miss you.
Good to see you. That was nice. Check
Good
out
to
the
see
Spook
all
Show in
y'all.
Atlanta.
I still have your Krampus headset.
Oh shit!
I passed you on the on Ponce like a week ago. Gave you devil horns. You were focused on something else.
But now he's dead. And now this is Addie Wyrick. Guys,
Now he's Addie Wyrick.
this is Ashley from season 4. We got another fucking
that
guest.
is right. That's oh wait, where did I go? Oh, here I am. That's right. Hey, what's up, guys? Everyone can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Perfect.
Addie, thank you
Well,
so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you. I like it's very fun to come on in the last 30 minutes of the show, just like in Your Pretty Face, where I came on at the absolute last moment. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be on a TV show.
Do you remember when
and then
they
you guys
promised
said, we'll let you know about season 5.
Yeah. Do you remember when you were excited? Yeah. We all were.
We were all so excited.
We had a lot
I
of
remember
plans.
having the babies being made. The abortion babies,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "This show is a genius show." I was so young.
Addie,
I was like,
it's
"This show is an
still-
amazing."
It's still in play. It's still in play. So
Yeah, we
don't,
have word that they said never.
Don't start any work. It's
Never.
still in play.
Don't pick up work this pilot season.
Yeah. Everything else on hold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
None of
You guys, just can you guys tell Severance and Game of Thrones? I can't.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Another availability.
Sorry, they were the new pilots. I know. It's really crazy.
Addie, I do want to ask this because I know that in the long walk of doing, God, this career of mine. But when I have guested right on things, as you know, Servitto, those who date, like we guys, anybody who's guested on a television show that has a cast that like knows each other really well.
Yes.
There's always that thing where you show up and someone's like, "Yeah, that's like that one time, Sheboygan," and they all like laugh, and then you're just like, you just like sit to the side. Like, what was it like to roll into which is at this point a very comfortable set?
Incredible.
Was it like
I'm an only
walking into
child.
a home that you know there's abuse happening? And speaking of it,
Oh, I mean, again, I am through and through a lonely only child. So all I do is walk into households and I go, actually, I'm also a part of your family. Don't you guys need one of me? And it works. It works out. When I came to Los Angeles, I was thinking about this. I came to LA 4 years ago after doing this show, and Henry, you were like, move to LA. And it destroyed my brain because I came back and I was like, well, now I'm on a TV show and Henry Zabrowski just told me to move to Los Angeles, and so did Craig. So I guess I gotta go. And then I was in LA.
I was
and
joking.
I
I was
like,
like,
well, Craig.
But then quarantine
Well, that's
hit,
what you
and it
say.
was great.
A year later, and it was fine, and because I made friends. But I literally came and was like, I don't know where I'll stay, but I bet I'll make friends and I can stay with them. And I did. I made a new friend, and she was like, you can stay with me for a month. And I stayed with someone I had just met, and that's how it felt to come onto your show. Because I was like, hey, can I stay here? You guys were like, sure. We're all crazy.
So
And I was
you've
like,
been
awesome,
going
great. I don't
month
have
to
pretend
month
not
out
be.
here.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I've been going to month to month. Yeah.
Well, I remember you went
Pretty
like viral because you were on a car.
Oh yeah, when Joe Biden won, me and my friends were like, I'm from Philly. I've never had a car before, so I came to LA and I was able to buy a car because I had an acne gel commercial running.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I have money now.
You and Servitto.
So
Servitto
by the
was in a
time-
Beans
Me and
commercial.
Servitto.
I don't like people who use
Honestly,
commercials.
yeah.
2020, thank God for different acne gel. You saved my fucking life because of 2020. I love commercials. And therefore, when Biden won, me and my friends pulled our car around to this gas station and there were all these people there. And I was like, I own my car. I don't care what the fuck happens to it. And there's 8 people on the car, standing and denting it. And dancing. And yeah, we went viral, which is bad if you're trying to make an insurance claim about you don't know what happened
That's the issue,
in your car.
because their fingers do the walking. They really do.
Oh yeah, and so do the feet. And the feet do the walking on top of the dancing, and so do their feet. Oh yeah. So
That's
everyone was
called
like, Addie,
insurance
it's
fraud.
insurance fraud.
You know what the thing
It's
about
insurance
and you know what I've learned because I've been not done researching insurance fraud, but like thinking about it, is that it's actually like so hard.
Yeah, if you buy out a policy on yourself or your wife.
Yeah, yes, they are all on you. They're all fucking on you about it. See, this was a great moment.
This was a great moment.
Did you actually?
No, Henry, you can take it.
Did you have?
I love that Matt can't talk. He can only talk in photos. Matt, pull up some photos from Goodhead too. That's the next.
Yes, because you were also with us on Goodhead, which was fucking awesome. It was a great
That's
show.
right.
Goodhead's amazing.
It's so good.
It just swept all the film festivals.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
right,
We
you're
had a
right.
baby.
I was
Addie won a Best
I'm
Actress
such a
award.
baby.
Matt, can you get the
I won a Best
pictures
Actress
that you
award.
have of me in a towel?
Oh, that's our memories.
Oh, look at how
This is when
Our
this is
memories
when we had
lit.
Look at how
this is when we
young.
had the cats on the set.
Oh God,
remember
that's
the
right.
cats?
And wait, and so
cat wrangler?
was his name Jimmy? Who's the guy with the long hair who made
R.I.P.
birds?
Oh, Johnny
sneeze? Were you
Harville?
guys just
Jimmy Hart. Yeah.
yeah, Jimmy. He was on that episode too. Yeah, the cats. That was the burned the fried alive episode, which was so
Yes,
fun.
he was.
And
Yeah.
I got fully body painted every day because we thought we were every day was like, today we're gonna do your lingerie scene, so you have to get fully red painted. And then we kept running out of time.
And you've talked to
until
your
it
SAG
was-
rep about this.
Yeah, that was just Shane hazing you.
Yeah, right. exactly.
No,
Honestly,
at least I will say
I
that
loved it.
we at least were all fucked by the
So
schedule.
did Shane.
Many
Yeah,
times
right.
we got absolutely railed by the schedule. Did you end up having reactions to the makeup?
No, I had a wonderful time. I thought it was so fun. I was truly do you guys know how much I cried when we wrapped? I had so much fun, and I've been on so many sets, and I still have yet to be on a set as fun as this one, hands down. Like I absolutely see what you're fucking. Do you see what we're fucking? Do you see what we're fucking saying? Do
Dare
see what
you
we're fucking-
cancel our fucking show? How fucking dare you? I want
was
Twitch
so
to buy
fun.
this show.
Now you have to
Twitch
do
says
an
they have no
insurance
money.
claim on that chair.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Very good. No, it was amazing. It was absolutely so fun. It was so warm and comfortable. I remember Craig always trying to focus on getting a high score on the pinball.
Oh yeah,
machine.
we had a pinball machine.
yeah.
That was great.
Yes.
That was
Yeah, I mean that
missed
big
that.
studio. It was so cool. Yeah, I had a blast, and you all treated me so well. It's like you just treated me like part of the
Thank
family
you.
immediately, and like.
Yeah, Eddie
Eddie
never yelled at you, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
Or
so.
if I did, probably was.
If so,
I don't
not
think
more
so.
than at anybody else.
Yeah. Well, the only time I ever saw Eddie actually not mad, but I remember we went to wasn't it called like Stag and Blood?
Yeah,
We went
so-
to
yes,
we
yeah.
went to a restaurant that we brought Eddie to, and the
I
there was
was
a mural.
vegan back then.
He was fully vegan. I remember he walked in and like
Oh my god, I forgot about the mural.
it had a mural of a deer hung
Like a
upside down
blood
with his throat
leg.
slit, like in the blood going into a bucket.
Oh,
and
shit.
like
Yes. Yeah.
and Eddie's like, oh, great. And then we like sat at the table, and I remember they're like, our menu is a celebration of fall colors, moods, ensembles. And then like Eddie's like, yeah, he's got a fucking plate full of snow. Like you said something that was
it's like our menu is an offering of spring into summer, and you're like, what about fall into winter or something?
And then I realized you couldn't eat there.
Yeah, I had a lot of season jokes back then. Like just
You had that whole season hour.
I had an hour on seasons.
Seasons hour.
Cuddy McGill in the chat. Yeah, one-eared stag,
One-eared stag.
which I think is still open, right?
Oh yeah, is it?
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking
Yo,
know.
I eat there every Thursday.
Oh, whatever, dude.
They take a tin cup and they put it in the carcass of the deer, and they let you drink straight from the fresh kill.
Yes.
So Addie,
It's more of a ceremony.
This is your time,
yes.
right? Do you got these? You got your
sure.
these fucking two creative bosses here, right? You could pitch.
Yeah.
What's your plot for season 5? What's Ashley doing once we get it? What's she gonna do in season 5?
Season 5 of Your Pretty Face. Well, I feel like it's fun if she's like a double secret agent for heaven too. So I feel like she works in hell, but then Satan is sending her up to heaven to be double, and that also would be really nice because maybe on those days I'm painted my normal skin.
No,
and
you
so
two,
that's
no,
great.
no, absolutely not. If there's a season 5, you're
I'm
painted
also a
every
double
day.
secret agent.
No,
in
you
that
know,
season.
you are painted every day.
We're all
We've
double
already done it.
secret agents. We all go to heaven and we have to fit in, or to try to like get out. Something is happening, or also maybe there's like maintenance problems in hell, and so we have to co-work with heaven. So we're still doing hell things, but we're in heaven, and like our skin is back to normal, and there's a lot of that's the cheating. Yeah.
I think
and we just start to fuck up heaven, and then therefore we are fucking up the world. We're doing a better job fucking up the world from heaven than we are from hell. So
I think the reason
actually,
that
you guys are on a Zoom with a creative genius. What's up?
Well, I was just gonna say, I think the reason Eddie didn't get painted was because Chris and I were like, you tell him to get painted. It's like, no, you tell him. We're like, you know what? There could be unpainted people down here. I'm not telling him. Well, I'm not telling him.
We went out to eat with a big group of YPF people, and the waiter came and he's like, "Who had this? Who had that?" And Eddie was like, "That's called fishing. You're supposed to know who got ordered what."
Yeah, that's right.
This is unprofessional.
You're fishing.
Wow.
One of my favorite Eddie moments, while we're talking about Eddie, is that we all went to see one of the. This is, I think, also the first season, that Batman movie all together, and it was.
Yeah.
It was actually very nerve-wracking because
it was right after the shooting.
It was like right after the Aurora mass shooting. It was like a day or two after, and so I remember we all went, but I was just like truly nervous. It was like a packed theater. It was like very uncomfortable. I
was glad I was working.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I was glad to be supporting small cinema. But and it was, really it was scary. And like 3 minutes into the movie, Eddie turns over to us and just goes, "Which one's Batman?" And that made it. So I just thought it was the funniest thing, and
that was a good get.
That put me at ease, and nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened.
No, that's not where I got shot. Addie, thank you so much for being here. This is fucking awesome.
Hey,
you're part of our rotating cast of guests. Do you have anything else you want to scream at these people or at our audience before we bring in the next?
Yeah, so when is season 5? So when are we gonna crown?
It's the motto of the episode is never say never.
No, I know. I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful to be a part of this, and I'm really grateful that Henry saw something in me when I walked out of that forest all those years ago with bare feet and said,
Dharma.
Atlanta, we got a girl for you.
You never know when your moment's made. Tony Braxton was discovered at the gas station as well.
That's right.
You remember her?
Yeah,
that's a good callback.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that was, again, trained improviser, understands. Yeah. Bring it back around from the fucking top. Because you know what that does is
that's right.
Everybody feel like we are safely in control of the show.
It's
and
the
it's
rule
not
of
completely off the rails.
threes. The rule of threes times 3 is number 9. See?
Whoa!
Number 9.
Number 9.
You could also just memorize your lines. You could, I know that's a crazy.
Whatever, Juilliard.
I think there are a couple of writers on this Zoom that wrote some lines.
Man, I just had some issues with the script I was given for this podcast episode today. I was like, I'm gonna improvise a little bit.
This is a stream.
We're gonna do.
We are diversing. This whole company is diversing. All right, we're changing it up. Thank you, Addie, so much.
Thank you, You're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
This
Great
really
seeing you
been
guys.
such a
Have a
nice,
lovely
lovely
night.
time.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, so good to
look
see
amazing.
you.
I love your hair.
Look good to
Great.
see you. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
honestly,
so
great
much.
new haircut.
I'm really enjoying it. Yes, it's a haircut. We got bangs. We're doing it because a pilot that I was on didn't get picked up, and I said, "Fuck you guys, I'm getting my hair."
Yeah, man. That's why I shaved.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
right.
why. Yeah, there we go.
Fucking laughing at me. Fuck you all for laughing at my fucking blatant.
Love you, babe.
Bye, Eddie. Bye.
Love you, babe.
Do you know why it didn't get picked up? Oh, okay.
Servitto, can I ask, right before we bring in the next person, Servitto, when do I just shave it? My head. When do I just shave it? When do I just shave it?
It should, the writing is on the, like once I sort of I could just look at the top of my head and sort of see letters and just sort of designs. It looked sort of like somebody had written with a marker.
If I can see wrinkles, if I can start to see these wrinkles.
If you see words like, is that, and does it say like there? You know, like what is that? Like I just could do. There's just like a few hairs, kind of making words and letters.
It's like
it was
the Nina,
alphabet
yeah,
soup.
in
Alphabets of Nina. Thank you.
The Nina.
Why have we all changed so
Al
much? in 10
Hirschfeld,
years?
all the Al Hirschfeld heads will get that joke.
Why have we? Yeah, so, and our audience, Al Hirschfeld's world and the Last Podcast Network. It's a
Venn diagram is just one.
It's a circle. But
The
now
Hirsch heads.
We have an illustrious guest. Again, we shipped him in. I can't believe we got him way last minute. I hope it's him. I hope we see his face when we look at it. Wow! Oh, no, we got, and it's John Glazer. Yeah, here we go, guys.
Whoa!
This is this fucking guy right here.
Wow! Johnny G.
Yeah, let me rename the person whose computer I murdered.
Yeah, you're on somebody. Yeah, because I was afraid. Because I saw the Leslie King thing, and I was like, I'm praying to Christ we didn't get hacked. Because I'm literally dealing with the Scientology issue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're coming. And I don't know how, like, strong they are anymore.
Yeah, what's the issue?
They don't
It's a
like
casual
us.
thing just to throw out there.
They've been attacking us. I talk about at the top of the show. They've been attacking us. They're coming at us online, right? They're trying to. It's weird. I'm getting flamed by Scientology, so you never know because their agents.
How hard did you go at them, though, Henry?
There's only like 18,000 of them left, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But John Glazer, thank you so much for being here, dude.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
How was London? You've been in London for like months.
I was there for 4 months, and I got back a few weeks ago. It was really the fucking best.
Yeah.
So fun. I just got lucky. Like I got a part in a sitcom. I was the goofy neighbor. You know,
that's the
them
dream.
goofy neighbors. They're not there all the time. They just kind of show up.
Yeah.
Say some shtick and get out of there. And
How'd you get
man,
that?
I had a lot of.
How'd you book that?
I just auditioned and.
Yeah. You got an agent
English,
called like
English accent?
The British Kramer.
Were you doing an English accent?
No, it's an American show, but it's a remake of a British show, and I guess the tax break was better there or some shit. But
Yeah. Do you like Europe better now?
You know, there's a lot to. I don't know.
Did the death of the Queen affect like you personally?
Did you have to stop shooting?
Let me tell you, this was. I think it was on my first day going out. We were like, the studio was about an hour outside of London, so we had a commute, and they gave us drivers. They provided drivers, and it was great. But so the first day we're driving out, and we had to go. We passed through Windsor, not into the town, but it was right on the highway. And so my driver, and I want to act this out for you, okay? I'm gonna turn around. You're me, and I'm the driver. Okay. and I'm on the other side of the car. And he's like, "There's Windsor Castle. As you can see, the flag is up. The flag is up. That means Charles is there. The king.
You're like, thank you. Thank you.
And he starts telling me that that's where Windsor Castle is, and I'm just, I'm in the back seat like, oh, cool. But it's nothing to me to get excited about. And then when he said the thing about the flag, and then he's like, because Charles is there. And then I didn't say anything because in my mind I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we're walking for shit.
I don't give a fuck.
We don't have kings in our country, right, John?
We kicked them out.
Yeah, and even if we did, I think at this point, I don't know. To me, it's just like it's cuckoo weird, man. That people still are like oh, kings and queens, like Jesus, whatever. But so for me, I'm just silently like going to myself, like, oh, I didn't feel like I needed to go ooh. And I think when he threw in the king. I fucking I was crying laughing to myself. I didn't want to but I was dying. I was like, holy shit, does he think that I don't know who he meant?
If you were just like, wait, he's the king, what happened? Why?
Just the fact, or just if he would have said the flag lets you know that Charles is there, then I was supposed to go, oh wow. Because it was like nothing to get it just killed me. Oh my god. The king.
Like who gives it? Dude,
yeah.
thank you. So you've guessed.
I wish I would have said that first day at work. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
That's how I got my nickname, Tone Setter.
And he's at the pub later telling all his friends, this guy who plays the goofy neighbor is really fucked up.
Yeah. Really good. Really good accent.
Incredible
really
accent.
Really good.
What was that, like Irish Scottish?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that was.
I do hybrid accents.
It changed 3 times within one syllable.
Is that your audition for Banshees of Inisherin?
Yeah,
right.
I have a long history of being in a long-running play, Beowulf, and it fucked me up accent-wise.
Yeah, he's the
forever.
Austin Butler of this room. And you can tell. Yeah. But John, when you were on this show, when you're on Pretty Face Going to Hell, like you are Adult Swim royalty, right? You're in there. You walk the halls. I've seen people recognize you in those areas. They seem to treat you with a certain deference.
There goes John Glazer.
Oh, there he goes.
The king of Adult Swim. There he goes.
That's what I was just going to say.
He located one of the best Adult Swim shows.
Absolutely.
John's flag is up. His
Like,
flag
when
is
you
up.
arrived to set, were you like at Pretty Face? Were you like, what's this horse shit? Like, why?
You know he thought that.
What has happened here? Like, would you say we were more or less or as professional as your shoots for Adult Swim?
Ooh. Well, I don't know what you think our shoots were. We were all fucking basic cable, man. It was all low budget, like
Costco catering. Costco catering.
Most of our holding areas were in churches. You know, it was just, this was not like big money. I was actually went for a walk with Allison Levy this morning. We were talking about that, like just all these crazy shows with crazy budgets, and sometimes that doesn't help. It's a hindrance. Anyway, we don't have to get into all that show. Talk about who gives a shit.
I could use money though. We could have used the money.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's always nice to have the bigger budgets, and for sure you can do, but you know, the smaller ones, I appreciate how they really force you to think about how you can make a lot with a little. But of course, yeah, having one of my unfavorite things was we were doing Delocated. Keith Crawford, who's an Adult Swim exec, one of the money guys.
That was our guy, yeah.
And he came to visit, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to dinner?" I was like, "Sure." He shows up early to our production office, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll be like 10 minutes. We're just having a meeting." And I thought he'd wait outside, but he just sat down next to our meeting. We're all like, all right. And we're literally talking about, well, if we only had like $40,000 more to do this really cool shot, that would be great. And he just is on his phone, not even hearing it. And it was
That's awesome. That's good for him. He can really focus on being an executive.
And then you go to the upfronts and they have 25-foot gold owls.
Oh my God. I remember that I feel like one of our first
We sent those to Kanye, by the way.
Was Kanye
Kanye has both of those.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, where is this money coming from?
I remember
this is the craziest thing.
And that was Kanye at the top of his, when he was lecturing everybody who would come to his shows. And so I remember he showed up and he played like 2 songs. And then he just started yelling at all these advertisers. And if there's like literally a group of people who could give a shit less, it's the group of people that are paying you to be. They're all like just advertisers. They're like, we don't care.
Well, he was also talking about, I think he was like performing at SNL that week, and he was like, they want me to do sketches, and we're like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, what is this?
I think it was $2 million for 45 minutes.
Great.
Well, you missed the upfront where like they had Jay-Z was saying Miley Cyrus is going to be at the exits giving everyone a free Zune, and and you saw all these ad assholes just like getting a Zune, going, what? Fuck Zune, just throwing them away.
There's piles of them sitting forever on the Galapagos
Piles
Islands.
of Zunes.
Dude, I'm so thank you for hopping in and saying hello and doing all this shit. Again, now I'll do it to you, John. Pitch it, Dave and Casper. What are we doing for season 5? You give them ideas.
Pitch?
Yeah, see, I'm mixing this up. You see, this is what I'm doing. I'm aggregating.
Fuck, I don't know, just shit, man.
Right on the spot. That's how I nail him to the wall.
Well, listen, my inclination to say more. Why don't you bring my character back? For more episodes.
The consultant.
Maybe you find out maybe this is we find out my character and Satan find out we're like separated at birth or some shit. I don't know, like, and it's like what's that movie about those triplets? And they were all separated.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh,
documentary.
Yeah. It's called Same Pussy. That was a great movie.
Identical Strangers?
Oh,
yes.
Identical
I think,
Strangers.
but Ben Stiller's making a movie of that whole thing.
What?
Man, I remember like. Can I say though? I remember the first. I want to say this might have been the first time we brought John in, and he was supposed to pop out of the inside of Satan in that episode, and they gooped him up like right when he got there, and then like his call time was 8 a.m. and so he's just covered in gore, and they were like, "When are we shooting his scene?" And they were like, 3 p.m. And I just like every time I saw you just in this borrowed coat, just looking at your phone, covered in just gore that was drying, that was gonna have to be refreshened, and like I'd break away like every 30 minutes and go, "Are you okay?" I'm so sorry about that. That was a mistake in scheduling that they gored you up at 8 a.m. in the morning. And
by the way, I just showed that gag. I was talking to a producer. We were talking about trying to do something on a low budget level. And I showed, because they're like, how the fuck would you do that? And I showed that exact gag of John coming out of the body. And they're like, that looks amazing. I'm like, that probably cost us $10. The entire budget for that was $10.
The whole time I'm sitting there thinking, we're never going to get Glazer back. We need to get all this shot today.
But I tell you what, man, you were always so cool, John. You were so nice. You were professional. You never complained. You always did fucking awesome shit. And I only had to carry your clothes that one time, but that was just because you wanted to you said put me in my place. I get it. I'm fine with it. Again, I'm a sub, so I'm fine with it.
Listen, man, when you have when they fly your flag at HQ, that's right along the fucking freeway in Atlanta, and you gotta rep on and off camera, and I gotta it's like you're wearing the uniform. You represent the team, and be an asshole.
You're never off the clock.
You swing that D.
Yeah, man.
My biggest regret in the show is
you swing that D.
You got to swing that D.
Who said?
But I never got to do an episode.
You got to swing that basic cable D, man.
That's all we do, man. Woo, 3 inches, man.
Swinging that D. That's screaming.
Up with some of that basic cable D.
Love me some basic ass cable. I don't need your fancy fucking cable. What is this, France?
Dave, Casper, how come I never was written into a Glaze episode? What the F, guys? We never shared the silver screen together.
You were, but we had to cut you out for money.
That's another. Yep, that's another one.
Sure,
never say never.
Another one of those.
Never say never, Craig.
Never say never.
Oh yeah, never say never.
Because now we've planted the seed. He's already pitched some ideas.
Yes.
Again, season 5. I know. Yes, I'm officially fully canceled. But season 5 could very well happen any day.
Couple more years and we're talking reboot.
That's the idea. Reboot. If we all make it to if I could get to,
but 50, we're probably talking recast, complete recast too, younger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could see you guys getting some Zoomer.
You guys know this guy died, right? We got to replace him.
Oh shit!
Oh, Eddie's alive. I felt his pulse.
Look at how small.
You were the. I mean, funny. Look at the difference, Eddie.
I know, dude. I know. Story of my fucking life.
You also saw it on the chairs, John. Thank you so much,
John. Good to see you, brother.
You're the best.
Hey guys, super fucking fun. I wish I could go like this and go, look at my dog, but he didn't want to come back.
Yeah, that's really sad. At least it's still alive. And you're just being like, look at my dog.
He
and
doesn't look
crying.
alive.
Yeah. What a beautiful dog, John.
Oh, isn't he cute?
Yeah, what a beautiful dog, John. That's great.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Dude, thank you so much, man.
Thanks, John.
All right, guys. Great to see everybody.
Peace. John,
John.
He's the best.
Thanks for not doing a Madonna, like coming on here after 4 months in London and just having some faux English
Hello,
accent.
I'm here in my flat.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, no, I was just doing theatre in London. Yeah.
You know how it is.
Everybody rips her, but I enjoy her.
I'd still get at it.
I like her later stuff, but yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah. You guys all would still make love to Madonna. Let's move on. John, thank you so much for being here.
Bye, John. Bye, John.
Bye.
Good night, John.
Bye.
See you, buddy.
Do you, all right, so we got a tiny little bit of time left. I don't know what, Kelly, have you gotten any questions from the audience that we could just throw at people? Yes, I did. You got some questions? Let me get to these some audience Q&A questions. We'll do a quick round robin, and I'll get you all the fuck out of here.
One quick thing is Matt Foster texted he wanted to say hi. Matt Foster says hi.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Foster? Is he watching?
Yes, he's watching.
What's going on, buddy?
Dill Crosby.
Addie Foster.
Dill Crosby.
He was one of our producers.
Ah, Dave! I fucking love the Krampus head. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Does it smell at all?
No, but I don't have this strap attached to my belt that keeps it on. It's about 35 pounds, and it's really compressing the discs in my neck.
We gotta get you in the yoga, man. All right, what's the question, Kelly? Why did Dana's characters change after season 1? We brought him in to fill out the cast.
I filled in for Craig when Craig was unable to come in like 4 days' notice, and they said we just went through the script, and everywhere it said Claude, we just wrote in Troy.
Craigie had some
As a
mental
find and replace.
health issues.
Oh,
that we
I'm
needed to
glad you
iron out.
said
Wait,
it.
honestly, I'm glad he fucking said it. I'm glad he fucking said it.
Because I wanted to say it.
But yeah, you did very well, didn't he? Because in a way, he didn't parse your two characters.
Yes.
It was like I'm no Stooge historian, but it was like Mo being replaced with Shemp, or
Yeah,
Dana's the only one that would really know the history of this, but it was like just interchanging some Stooges for a little bit.
Well, I got a blast from the past.
But then there were suddenly 4 Stooges because thankfully I got to stay.
Then you're just like, well, now it's too late. We already got him a polo and the pants. He's here now. He won't leave. Jeff Keys actually said, "Oh, Craig was hanging with Matt Myra."
Oh yeah, I know Matt.
That was an old back day. That was back then.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I saw Matt the other week.
Whoa, holy shit!
Because they were both. They're very similar.
You got the bigger doll.
If my mouth was closed, we would look exactly the same.
That's why it's open.
That's so funny.
I mean, when that thing came out, I remember both Dave and Casper were like, I don't know why you're in this. And I said, I don't know why I'm in it either. I've been on like one episode, like
that's how they got you in.
Should have been Dizzy, should have been Benji. But I think I know why, because I did that. Remember they did that picture of all of us in the office?
Yes.
And I think I just happened to be there when they were taking those pictures that they're doing those. I think that's what they sent to Russia and said, paint these assholes.
Yeah.
Because it was the 5 of us or whatever were in that picture.
Yes. Yeah, you know.
And I'm like, okay.
No, man, it's because of your sheer star power.
I'm glad. I got a whole damn bag of them right here. Look at that. I got some.
And actually,
packages
there are a tremendous number of these at Williams Street. If you want,
I went. Yeah.
If you want more, they're there. Believe me, the halls are literally lined with them.
I use them. I use them as Marlin
I gave you, Harry.
Can't give them away.
We can though. They could sell them. Adult Swim could sell merch.
And by the way, I sold them at a Comic-Con, and I was asking $75 a pop, and I sold like a handful. I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
$75? You're selling your own personal merch?
At Soprano?
I've got 200 of these things. I went there not for this show, but I had them sitting on the table. I'm like, anybody want one?
You were just attending Comic-Con, opening up your coat.
No.
Like you're a vacuum salesman. Yeah, you want some
It was a
Juilliard.
You and a Petrushka. At the weekly Juilliard flea market they have at Lincoln Center.
I guess that was before all the bean money rolled in.
Yeah.
Kelly, do we have another one? Whose idea was all the piss? Yeah. Oh, it's Dave and Casper's. Of course it's their idea. They wrote it.
They invented piss.
Do I drink up the piss and love every second of it? Yes. Because I'm an actor.
There was some debate about whether we could. I mean, we had the set like raised so you guys could get behind it and not have to hunch over, but it wasn't raised high enough, right? You guys were still hunched over.
It was actually more uncomfortable because of the level to which it was raised.
Oh, you mean for the
because we had to like literally do the thing where you like crow your back to get your face.
It was too high to be on your knees, but
Yeah, my chiropractor says that that's the origin of some of the issues that I'm.
At least a lot of times chiropractors aren't vaxxed.
Yes.
So
S&P was fine with it as long as the urine was clear.
I'll never understand.
Which implies
as
that,
long as he's very
Satan is
hydrated.
Yeah.
I've never understood, and then also we did the Scorsese thing where we sent the cut with me eating the shit, hoping that they would cut that.
Yeah,
which
because
they
Scorsese,
promptly
if
did.
you're not a film fan, he always films one scene with someone eating
fucking shit. Margot Robbie was incredible in her shit-eating scene in Wolf. Like, I didn't know how big her mouth could get.
I mean, you got De Niro just chewing on a turd. You looking at me?
You looking at me?
Of course you're looking at me. I'm eating shit.
I reek a
By the
shit.
way, hey, do you guys remember at the Chicago Comic-Con we had the urinals?
Yes.
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 Hugely
And
popular.
kids, yes.
Hugely popular.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah.
was just putting their face in the urinal, and it was like that was the biggest hit at the Chicago Comic-Con.
That should have been season 5 is us taking that urinal cutout around the country and having people pay tickets for us to take pictures with them. We turned it into a photo op opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? And then it'll be fun.
Hey, why are we doing this?
It's for charity, isn't it?
No, this thing today. What are we promoting? I'm serious.
All right, so now
Who are
Season
you?
5.
wrapping up. Who are you? Fuck?
Where am I?
So
Where am I? I'm sundowning.
We're gonna wrap this up. I don't know if you have any other scintillating good questions, Kelly.
What took longer, putting on the red or taking off the red?
What took longer, putting on the red or taking off the red? Putting on the red. Yeah, and taking off was always because by then you don't give a shit. You're just kind of getting to bed, right?
Yeah, I mean, also we'd be so tired. We'd do a fairly half-assed job of
Yeah.
getting the makeup off,
And
and
we'd
show
run
up
to
at-
like a restaurant
Yeah,
for a
exactly.
meal, and we'd get there, order drinks, and then all look at each other like, "Oh my God, you look like a satanic drag queen."
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
are covered. We
smeared
look like
red,
we have the
smeared
rage
black.
virus.
And I remember at the beginning, we'd like really try to, and by the end we were like, who cares?
Who gives a shit? I would have gone out with the horns on. I'm like, let's go. I want to get out of here and sleep.
Again, it shows you a working man. Yeah. Now, guys, thank you all so much for being here. What I want us to do is to take my fucking loyal crew of you fucking dogs, right? And you got to go down to that fucking, it's a website called YouTube, right? And you go and type in your pretty faces going to hell. Yes. Go type in your pretty faces going to hell. Then go to Adult Swim. And then go down to where it's buried in the center of its feed of a bunch of other old ass videos that they put up for no fucking reason. And I want you to pop up those videos to the very top because they're really good. I'm very happy with it. Next time though, we should try to do some of the voices in person because I miss my boys. I miss improving with them. And I do think that
Yeah,
they'll give
like
us more
do
of
it
these
like
cartoons.
how they did Rango.
Like
The
Rango.
animated lizard movie. Everybody in the same. Everybody knows Rango. Everybody
all
loves
acted it
Rango.
out.
And if
Bill-
I'm
Bill-
gonna plug something, it's go home, rent Rango, go to your Apple TV or your Hulu or whatever, get Rango, get the Blu-ray of Rango. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what
thank
we're
you.
all here for.
Yeah, Rango. Remember the
Bill
movie Rango?
Nye won an Annie Award for it, just for the record.
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow.
Hey Dana, can I quickly
Yes?
ask how's your Adult Swim documentary coming along?
Oh yes.
I don't even
Dana's-
know what you're talking about. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, exactly. But any last rounds? Anybody got anything last to the plug? Oh no, what are you doing today? We're so close, Dana. We're so close, Dana. Is you talking to his doctor?
No, we all have lives. I have so much going on.
I've declined 50
The
calls.
police have been calling me for hours. Oh, Eddie, do you see that you're still my lock screen?
I want to say
Eddie's been my lock screen for forever.
Wow.
It's him as fried chicken. From Friday to Love. Have fun.
I want to say I love you guys. It's great to see you again, and I want to particularly thank Craig for that time that we had real firearms, insisting that we not have real firearms.
I remember
Thank
when
you.
that guy.
After the whole Rust
No,
incident.
but I
yeah.
say the original thing of that was that there was one episode, the Jet
me and
Copperhead
Jim
one,
Santangeli,
where Jim
yeah.
Santangeli, who's one of my favorite people, was in, and we're
Great.
filming a scene in a motel room where no gun was involved. It was just literally a
On the
background
ground.
thing, and the prop guy goes like, "All right, everybody, come around for a safety meeting. We have a live gun on set," and it was like. What the
Because
fuck is going on?
Servitto
What-
helped
Yes,
because
and
again,
Servitto-
This is pre-Baldwin. This is pre-Baldwin.
you came in and because the guy was like, I figure you guys need a gun, so I went and got mine. And he went and just got his own fucking personal gun and just brought it to set. And we're all like, someone's gonna die.
So when we did a full episode about guns, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this.
yeah.
I mean, I was like, that if that guy or his brother or somebody, anything like that is involved. So I was like, this was pre-Rust.
But that's when Dave and Casper, they cracked that whip, right? And they made that.
And they said
happen.
put a gun to my head and said, "Do the fucking scene."
And he knew he had to.
Fine.
And that's a real action.
And listen, and a good guy with a gun defeats a bad guy with all day long.
Every time.
We were the good guys with the guns.
That's right.
So, lesson learned.
Well, guys, thank you so much for
Hey,
being
and by the way,
today.
can we have a Henry? Can you give us or Dave, just a moment of silence for a lot of people that have worked on the show that have passed?
Are you serious? Have people passed away?
Well,
yes.
Our careers have been
many careers have died, but we had so many awesome people. I mean, it's like
Johnny Harville,
VC, Fuqua,
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin
Diamond.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
my God, right.
I think they'd all be happy knowing that Dana's on the phone right now during your
memorial. It seems like it's
play
serious.
Double-wide?
I think his job's getting canceled. There's some big he's getting earth-shattering news because he looks so sad.
But not earth-shattering enough to get off the screen.
I feel like I feel like someone has this kid.
My teenage daughter came to the door in tears, and I was like, no. I've got a podcast going on that show that was canceled 4 years ago.
Hey, we're bringing it back. Never say never. All right,
Never say never.
Never say never. Guys, thank you so much. Ball Masters, right? You guys are just working on Ball Masters. Didn't you do Dave and Dana?
I did a voice in it. Christy Caracas, but Christy did the designs on the Your Pretty Face animated pieces. So
great.
Yeah.
You'll take a look at Servitto's movie in the next 10 years. Everything else that he's been directing up a storm, we're gonna go in. Craig, you're crushing it.
Working on some shows and stuff, and
Pepitone, fire something down the pipe.
Yeah, everything is going great here.
This is
check out his deleted scene on the old school Blu-ray where his dick is attached to a cinder
Hey, I'm
block.
actually in a
They made him
movie.
do that, but they didn't use it.
I'm actually in a movie with Rainn Wilson called Code 3. We filmed it this week.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Danny Boyle directed it.
Danny
He's cutting
Boyle.
out
I'm
of
certain
it.
you'll make it to the
It
end.
was co-directed by Boyle and who's the other big guy?
Harvey Weinstein?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, that's great. That other big guy. Guys, thank you so much.
Henry, thanks for doing
Dana,
this.
we're leaving now. Yeah. We're gonna leave.
I had to look at Dana. Yeah.
You
Dana's
guys,
like,
you
there's
can say
another
goodbye.
network calling. Yeah. A real
Guys.
network. Yeah.
Love you guys.
Stay on the Zoom for 1 second. We're gonna close it out though.
Yeah, I want to say hi to you guys in real life.
Goodbye, everyone. Hail Satan.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you for being here.
Follow me on Twitter.
Follow him on Twitter. It's where he's
Follow
best.
us. We're hilarious on Twitter.
All we do is Twitter. Goodbye.